Middleton. But from what I understand, I think Elko probably has a long drive no matter who they play, kind of being out there all alone in northern Nevada. So we are ready to get underway here. It's a great day for football here in Idaho. Just clear skies, no smoke for once and forever. And I don't know about you, Troy, but I am ready for football to start.
Yeah, I agree. I think just about everybody's excited. The stands look like they're filling up. I think last year not being able to attend any games made everybody excited to get this season going.
And Middleton with the ceremonial, they do this haka thing at the end of the game, and now they got this drum they're banging out here to start it off here. Of course, Middleton, one of the more steadily good programs in the state of Idaho, of course, going to the playoffs. It's been a long time since the Vikings have missed a playoff game. Of course, last season they lost in the first round to Nampa right here on this field as Nampa drilled a 45-yard field goal as time expired to send the Vikings home for the season. Of course, Middleton the year before that fell to the eventual state champions Cuna, who have now moved up to 5A, falling to Cuna in the semifinals, so one step away from the state championship. And they're really trying to get back there this year, so we'll see what the Vikings can do. Of course, Elko Indians want to spoil the opening game here. And here's the opening kickoff. It's a low line drive kick. It'll be taken at the 20, this time taken up the field there by Cole Holman. Holman, he'll be brought down at the 35-yard line. Holman definitely not the one that's probably used to returning those kicks. He was the second man back. But either way, Vikings will take over at the 35 in pretty good territory. Pretty good field position within their own territory. Starting quarterback for the Vikings, number 18, Kai McClure. The senior, he's 6'3", 205 pounds, and he's going to start to see offers roll in as the season goes along. Almost every top 5, top 10 list of quarterbacks in the state, you see McClure out there, and he's going to be looking for his tall wide receiver on the outside, Tyler Medeiros. That's a connection that you will hear all night. First play is a handoff off the middle, and there goes Middleton. Breaks free, and can he go? No, he'll be brought down at the 40-yard line. What a great way to start off the season. Thompson Goodfellow goes up the middle. The senior bowls forward, picks up about 25 yards on the opening play of the game, and you can't ask for a better start from that if you're a Middleton fan. Middleton quickly to the line. They line up. Ball spotted at the 37. McClure in the shotgun. Goodfellow to his left. He'll keep it this time is McClure. McClure dancing around in the middle, and he breaks free as well. Nice pick up there, and he'll pick up, looks like they're going to give him 10. No, they're going to give him 11, so it'll be a first down for Middleton. So 2 straight runs by the Vikings, who are typically known for their air raid offense, but this time they keep it on the ground and pick up a quick 40 yards, and they are cooking now all the way down to the 26 of Elko. First and 10, and McClure claps his hands, and that'll be our first flag, and it's going to be offsides on Elko. So they'll move it up 5 yards. And you see it, Middleton, they want to go. They've got 3 receivers to the far side there, 2 here to the near side. McClure all alone back there. And what do we got here? A flag. Looks like maybe it'll come back the 5 yards. It will. Some motion there for the Vikings, so it'll come back. Little bit of wind here at Middleton if you're watching from somewhere else. You know, if you're watching from somewhere, feel free to give us a shout out. Email me, Logan at IdahoSports.com. I'll watch those as they roll in. Let me know where you're watching from. Been kind of cool over the years, gotten people from all over the world watching our games on Idaho Sports. So McClure, a quick pass to the left side. This time he hits. Out there is Tate Johansson. Johansson picks up about 5 yards. It'll be 2nd and 5 now. It'll be at the 21. Middleton last year, offense not a problem for the Vikings. It was the defense that really hindered them as the season went along. So coming to the right side is McClure. McClure decides to just keep it himself. And let's see, he's right at the line to gain. We'll see if they give it to him. They do. It'll be another first down for the Vikings. $10:25 to go here in the first quarter. Middleton already down in Indian territory. They're inside the red zone. McClure, he'll pass it over to the left side in the flat. He's got a man open. Is he going to get in? No, he will not. Caught up there at the last second, Elko did. Nice job by Carlos Alvarado for the Indians to make the stop at about the 3-yard line, as Hayden Levitt was sniffing for the end zone, doesn't quite make it. Nice job on the tackle in open space there by Alvarado. So the Vikings this time will keep it up the middle, and there McClure really fighting for the end zone, but Elko stuffs him right at the goal line. He was right there at it and couldn't get the push. About 6 or 7 different Elko players stood him up and pushed backwards, fighting against Middleton pushing forward. So this one will go back Middleton quickly to the line, and they snap it right back to McClure, and this time he's in. Touchdown Middleton. So the Vikings take a quick 6-0 lead with the extra point to come. So here's the kick now from Middleton. Medeiros will hold it. Snap on the way. That kick is good. That one was booted. Riley Cummings, no doubt about that one. That one would have been good from 40 or 50. So just like that, Middleton takes a 7-0 lead on Elko here early in the first quarter with only 9:28 to go. So it only took them 2 minutes and, I'm trying to do math on the fly here. So was that 2 minutes and 32 seconds to go 65 yards down the field.
Yeah, Logan, that was a great offensive possession for the first time of the season. They looked like they were running well in all aspects of their offense. Their passes were on target, running the ball well. It'll be exciting to see how the rest of the game goes.
And, that's a struggle that you see a lot of teams. They can't do that. That's the first drive of the season, and like you said, just so well put together. And they just went right down the field like it's week 8 or 9. Very well put together drive right there. And Elko, they'll come into their own as they figure out the offense and look to see what Middleton does. It's an interesting format. In the state of Idaho, all the teams know each other so well, been playing each other for years and years, but you get a team from the outside come in, that's a little different. But now the Indians, they'll get a chance, see what they can do. And, of course, just looking out here at numbers-wise, the bench for Elko much smaller than the bench for Middleton. Middleton has I don't know how Elko relates. I think they're a 3A school over there in Nevada, but how they relate to Middleton in terms of enrollment. But that one will be a touchback as the kick is dropped back there in the end zone. So Elko will take over at the 20-yard line. And as I mentioned earlier, Middleton defense really kind of the sore spot last year. We'll see what Elko decides to come out with. Middleton had a hard time stopping the run last year. A couple of times different running backs. Hayden Kenchlow for Homedale ran for almost 300 yards on the Vikings. Middleton won that game, but it just goes to show that defense could use some improvement. So here comes Elko. They're going to keep it tight inside here. It'll be a handoff to the back. He dances around. Nice little run right there. He'll pick up 2. That one, Andres Cervantes, the 6'1" senior for Elko, keeps it, and he picks up 2.
Yeah, it's looking like they're running a wing-type offense, so if that's what they're doing, we're going to definitely get a good viewing of how Middleton's defense is going to play against the run this year.
And they really want to slow it down. I think that Elko about a middle-of-the-road team in Nevada, 500, give or take, a game or so here and there, record over the last couple of years, and they want to keep it as tight as they can. And the ball is down. That time is going to be picked up right immediately by Lesbo for Elko, but they want to slow this thing down. They want to eat up as much clock as they can and try and score and shorten the game rather than trying to go, because if you get in a run and gun with Middleton, it's going to be tough to win that game. So even though the fumble, they pick up about 2, so hey, make something out of nothing. It'll be 3rd and 7. And it looks like we got an equipment issue down there on the field.
Here comes their pitching around the corner, and he gets stuffed.
A huge hit, like you said, just blown up in the backfield. Who laid the hit there on the for Middleton? I believe that was number 13, Colton Moore. No gain for Elko. Turned off the sound. Thanks. I was fixing the picture looked really bad, and so I was trying to fix it, and it looks way better now. So perfect. All right, coming back. So a quick 3 and out for Elko, and that's not what they wanted. Middleton brings a little pressure on the punt, but they don't get there, and this one goes out of bounds, and it landed at around the 50, but I think it went out before. We'll see where the official decides to spot it. He's going to be pretty generous in terms, if you're an Elko fan, he's going to put it at the 48 of Middleton. So not a bad punt, but Middleton not far to go here for the Vikings. I think we would have liked to see a little more out of Elko on that first drive. We saw a couple of runs, one fumble, and you just can't have a fumble early, and that's what you see a lot in the first game. You know, a couple of jitters, just trying to get everything fluid and moving. But Middleton comes out in this spread offense again. 3 receivers to the far side, 1 man in motion coming across is Goodfellow. McClure on the outside of Medeiros, and Medeiros just gets hit immediately. Big hit there. That was Carlos Alvarado, called his name a couple of times tonight for Elko. But Medeiros got hit immediately as soon as he got it. Medeiros, a great receiver on the outside. He can go up big. You know, Medeiros also the 4A state basketball player of the year. Got a couple of Division I basketball offers under his belt. So he'll go on to bigger and better things after his senior year here. McClure to the far side, and he's got a nice hook route there run by Owen Gravier. Gravier came back to the ball, and he's going to pick up the first down on that 7-yard little hook and so 1st and 10 for the Vikings. McClure got him to jump again. At that time, jumping off sides was Andres Cervantes for Elko, just coming across early. And coach taking him out after that. Typically, you know, I did a game last night, Nampa and Capital, and anytime anybody jumped off sides, they were out immediately. McClure with the hand up off the middle, and he goes untouched through the middle. What a run that time. Hand off it up the middle is Goodfellow once again, and he picks up a big gain, about 17 yards on that one. And Goodfellow, a couple of great runs so far. Both times he's carried the ball up the middle. He's been for big gains, and Middleton right back in the red zone.
Yeah, that was some great blocking on that one. He had a hole about the size of a bus to run through there.
And, you know, when you have a hole that big, it's not the running back that does that. You know, like you said, it's the blockers. He had nothing to do with that hole being that big. So kudos to that offensive line just springing a massive hole up the middle. And, hey, you know, if you're interested in joining the team here at IdahoSports.com, we're always on the lookout for talented people that want to get involved in what we do. Salespeople, producers, camera operators, writers, photographers, and even broadcasters. You can email editor@IdahoSports.com to find out more. And, of course, stay tuned for the post-game show when we'll name the IdahoSports.com player of the game. It's very prestigious. You know, you get a little banner on the screen and everything. It's like the Heisman. It's just a small step behind the Heisman. They're about the same.
I'm sure all these guys put it on their resume when
they do. I think they do. Yeah. Well, I was the IdahoSports.com player of the game one time. Look where
he got you.
So McClure, he takes it on a little swing route outside, and that one went to Levitt, but I think Levitt actually stepped out a lot further away than he originally thought, because he's only going to pick up about 4 on that little run. Like you said, a good crowd here today. I mean, we're pretty full here on the Middleton side. Not a lot from the Elko side, but that's kind of to be expected. Long drive for them to make it here. So hopefully if you're watching from Elko, thanks for tuning in. And McClure, he'll take it to the left, looking for a block on the outside, and he gets it. Good blocking out there by Medeiros, but closing the corner there for Elko trying to get a number, I believe that was 43, Cervantes. He closes the edge and knocks McClure out of bounds at the 5-yard line, but it'll be 1st and goal for Middleton. Man in motion. There's a throw to the right side, and Medeiros is going to get it, and touchdown Vikings. So 2 quick back-to-back touchdowns, both drives resulting in points for Middleton, and they take the 13-0 lead pending the extra point. That time a 6-yard pass to Tyler Medeiros. It comes at the 6:17 mark of the first quarter. And Cummings will come on for the extra point. This time, once again, looked good. It is good. So, again, the Vikings, they're going to take a 14-0 lead at the 6:17 mark of the first quarter, and we'll take just a quick break here on IdahoSports.com.
Banking. Maybe you enjoy the person-to-person attention you get going to your bank. Maybe you enjoy the convenience of banking from home sweet home. Or maybe you like the flexibility of paying your bills, applying for a loan, or talking to your personal banking person from wherever fits your fancy. Then definitely, you should bank at Mountain West Bank. Member FDIC. The easy, convenient, any way you want to bank.
All right, welcome back to Middleton. Great evening here. As we said before, it's been hot all summer, and I think it's only in the mid-80s right now, and it feels a lot cooler just because it's not over 100 degrees. And you can see the mountains, which we haven't seen much this summer because of all that smoke, so we're glad to have a nice, clear opening week of football. And Middleton, somebody was offsides on that kickoff. Doesn't really matter. Cummings was booting it through the back of the end zone anyways. So he'll just do it again from further back, right? That's better for his film. And kick it further. Of course,
never too early to be working on your highlight reel.
That's right. You know, you got to take advantage. That's what I always say when when there's a penalty and they move you back. That's just more yards to gain. That's you pad your stat book, right?
Yep.
So now he'll boot it from the 35. I still think this thing goes into the end zone. He'll get it at least inside the 5. We'll see what Cummings does here with the boot. Like I said, last year with some of the restrictions on fan attendance, it's just nice to see everybody here at the stadium tonight, and that one will roll back through the end zone. No harm, no foul for Cummings. He'll just do it again and push it back there. And I think a big thing that I missed last year were the bands. A lot of the bands weren't out here playing, and it's so nice to see them back out here. See people here in the stands enjoying it. Middleton, if you're listening from Nevada, Middleton, a small town on the outskirts. I would say it's the Boise metro area, the very edge of it. There's nothing else past Middleton until you get to Oregon. So the very edge of what would be the Treasure Valley. Great athletics. The 4A, their basketball team won the 4A state championship this year, kind of rolled through everybody on their way to that. So Elko takes it over. We'll see if we can get a better drive out of the Indians here. This time, nice job rolling forward and getting past the initial contact. Cervantes looked like he was going down in the backfield for maybe a loss of a yard, but rolls forward and picks up about 3. You just got to move forward and pick up positive yardage, which they weren't able to do the last drive. Got one good run for a couple of yards and then lost yardage on the next two plays. So we'll see what they can do here on 2nd and 7 from the 23. Cervantes in motion, and he'll get the pitch to the outside. First time we've seen him go outside, and the ball is out. Who's got it? Everybody will say they've got it. We'll see what the official says. No indication. It'll stay with the Indians. So Elko, 2 fumbles on the first 2 drives, both of them on their second down play. Both times they're able to recover. But this is a very manageable 3rd down, and this is exactly what they need. give them a new set of downs and just chip away. You're not going to get 14 points on one drive, but you can get it on a couple by taking your time moving down the field. Haven't shown any desire to pass as Elko tonight. I think they're going to keep it on the ground, and this looks like another one. A fake handoff to the outside, and this one goes right up the middle, and he'll pick up just enough. Looking for a number down there. Looks like that's going to be Carson Lesbo, who picks up the first down for Elko, and that's what they need to do. Just chip away. You get 3 or 4 yards every play, you're going to get first downs, and Elko does so right there. Pitch on the outside. That ball is down again. That time it looks like Middleton's going to get it, and they do. Great play by the Vikings to knock Cervantes down before he could get the ball, and that one's going to be recovered. Missed who picked that one up. I thought maybe it was Tate Johansson who picked it up. He was in the area. If it wasn't him, he was definitely involved. So the Vikings will take over in great field position. So Elko, the third time the ball's been on the ground and just 7 offensive plays so far. You can't have that, especially on the road playing a team like Middleton. 4:18 to go here in the first quarter. Thanks for joining us here on IdahoSports.com. We had one game on the dock last week, but this is truly the opening weekend of high school football here in Idaho. Hopefully it'll be a little more steady compared to last year. Last year games were being moved and canceled all over the place, but this season seems to be a little more steady and set. See what the flag down is. I missed the indication. Did you see it, Troy?
I did not.
I was watching the other judge in the back and missed the head official. I think it must have been, I think it was delay a game. That's what they're saying. All right, delay a game. So Middleton takes over 5 yards behind. And a halfback pass going to the outside to Gravier, and that's got to be pass interference, and there it is. Gravier was getting on the outside, and he was open. They had tossed the ball to Hagler, and Hagler, the backup quarterback, looked on the outside trying to find Gravier down there. Gravier just held, and, sometimes as a defender, if you know you're going to get beat, you got to do it. Owen Gravier, of course, scored the basket in the state championship game for Middleton that put the game out of reach for Preston. Preston hit a shot at the buzzer that didn't really, it counted, but it didn't matter. The game was out of reach, and that was due to a lay-in that he had with about 7 or 8 seconds left in that game. So there was a hold on Middleton and the pass interference on Elko, so they offset each other, so we'll redo it. So had the defender back there known that there was a hold, you just let him go, and you get the penalty after it's all said and done, but we'll redo it on first down. It's like Coach Bill Brock out there for Middleton. He's discussing it with the officials, trying to make his point known. It looks like a friendly discussion down there. I've never seen an official change a call after a discussion like that, but you never know. We'll see what maybe they'll prove us wrong right now. And nothing's going to come from that. So we'll just go right back where we started. Getting a little windy here as the game goes along. McClure again in the shotgun. We haven't seen him anything in any other formation except that shotgun. And this time he's going to go deep. He's got Gravier again, and he got bumped around the 10, 8-yard line. And it'll be this should be a pass interference or a hold. We'll see what they decide to go with. But he was definitely tripped up as he went through the middle, and they're going to call a hold on this one against Gravier. Middleton picks second in the coaches poll in the 4A SIC behind Bishop Kelly. Currently ranked number 4 in the state in the 4A. The 4A a little more wide open this year. Of course, Skyline won the 4A state championship last year, but they lost a lot of talent on that Skyline Grizzly team. So we'll see who decides to emerge. Bishop Kelly picked by the coaches as the favorite. So, of course, that Middleton-Bishop Kelly game is the rivalry in the conference. That one, they go head-to-head. They want to beat each other so badly, and it'll be no different this year. McClure gets it to Medeiros on the short route. Medeiros makes a couple guys miss, bounces around, and he gets down to the 10-yard line. So about a 9-yard pickup, and it'll be a first down for the Vikings. McClure looking back to his offensive coaches there on the sideline getting the call, as everybody does. They don't huddle. You see Elko getting in that traditional huddle. Middleton, they don't do that. They just turn around, get the call, and go to the line. Looking to go up by a couple of scores now here. McClure claps, waits for it on the second one, and back to pass. He's got Medeiros out there just a little over his head. Just went out that back corner. I don't think, even though Medeiros is pretty tall, you know, Medeiros is 6'7". I don't think he was going up that high to get that one. And I've seen Medeiros dunk. It's quite spectacular, but that's only 10 feet. That ball much higher than 10 feet. McClure hands it off up the middle. No, he keeps it. Going to the outside, and he's got the line. Did he get in? No, they're going to say he stepped out on the 1. He dove for the pylon, and he hit it and knocked it over. They're going to plead their case, but it does not prevail. The ball will be spotted at the 1. We'll see what they can do. Last time they ran it up the middle with McClure. They'll probably just do the same, and they do right there. McClure, he takes a 1-yard handoff into the end zone, and Middleton now takes the 20-0 lead with 3:16 to go in the first half, in the first quarter.
Hey, Owen, I'll show you how to do that at halftime, okay?
So a pair of 1-yard runs for McClure here on the evening. And this kick, and it looked good. It had the distance, but it was wide right, so it'll stay at 20-0. Now, Troy, you played for they were not 4A when you played there, right? So you played football for Shelley, who is a 4A school now. Is that right?
Yep, that's correct.
So who was it? Who were the games that you guys got up for? So who was it that you looked for when you played at Shelley? Who were you gunning to beat?
So back when I was playing, that was there was a time when Snake River out in eastern Idaho went on a space like a 3A state terror of probably 4 or 5 years in a row. They went undefeated, and nobody could beat them. So they were one that we always got excited for, hoping to be the team to knock them off the top. But yeah, that's who was around when we were.
So Snake River is who you were going after there.
Yep.
Of course, the 4A here, I think, like we mentioned earlier, Middleton, they really get up for Bishop Kelly. And then if they can play a 5A school. Of course, the freshman team yesterday, there was a couple of, we know a couple of the kids, both Troy and I, on that freshman team, and they were up here telling us about their win. They came from behind against Rocky Mountain yesterday, they fell behind 22-8 and came back and won that game on the road. So congratulations to the freshmen of Middleton. And Cummings kicks this one deep. This one, though, lands at the 3. The kick is dropped. See if they can pick up more yardage than starting at the 20, and they get 1. So they'll have their best field position of the night at the 20.5-yard line. Elko really needs to get the ball going and not turn it over. Turnover on the last drive just killed them.
Yeah, these fumbles, you definitely can't have this. First game of the year, definitely some jitters and nerves probably playing a factor into it. Let's see if they can kind of get that out of their heads and put some plays together, move the ball down the field.
Yeah, you just got to look past what happened and pretend it never did. There's the pitch on the outside. That time, that one goes out to Finlayson. Finlayson picked up a couple.
This offense that Elko runs, it's always one of those ones you're as a defense, you're focused on the run every time because that's what they do. They run it up the middle, they pitch it around the side, and then they'll just wait and bait you, and then they'll run someone down the field that are wide open. So we'll be waiting for that play here.
Like you said.
Here it comes.
And he's wide open in the middle of the field, and just like you said, Troy, right on point. They stacked the box. Middleton had all 11 players within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage, just crammed in there, and that was about a 20-yard pickup for Elko. There is a flag down. We'll see what the call is. But, man, wide open. Justice Nielsen, if that was a better throw, he is gone. There was nobody within 10 yards of him. He kind of had to slow down. A pass interference called on Middleton, and it will be declined. And Elko finally gets out of the shadow of their goalposts, and they're up all the way to the 45-yard line. So a great play, almost on cue, Troy, right? You said it, and that's exactly what they did.
Yeah, I remember a few other teams that ran this offense, and it just drove you nuts. They were so good at running it, and then they just throw those plays in there. But
going back to the ground now is Elko, and a nice run. That one's about a 12-yard gain, and this is what you do when you throw. Now Middleton defense has to back it up a little bit and say we got to respect the throwing game as well, and a big pickup. So 2 straight first downs for the Indians, and now they are in Viking territory. Ball spotted right there at the 45-yard line. So they'll bunch in tight. Middleton back a little bit, but still about 8 guys in the box, and another handoff up the middle. Once again, that time Romero, he was the guy that ran the big run last time, and Romero rumbles forward for, let's see what they give him. They give him about 4.
4 yards. Brings up 2nd and 6.
2nd and 6 now for Elko. Looks like we got a timeout, and Coach Bill Brock will take a timeout. So we'll take one, too. We'll be right back here on IdahoSports.com.
We're Valley-wide Country Store. For 100 years, we've been your #1 choice for food, fuel, farm supplies, and just about everything else you could need to get you through your day. We know you work until the job is done, and so do we. For gas on the go, or a little extra to help you get down the road, you can count on us. We are proud to employ your neighbors and to be a cornerstone of your community. We're Valley-wide. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we're here for you.
All right, welcome back. 1:32 to go here in the first quarter. A busy first quarter here from Middleton High School. Thanks for joining us here on IdahoSports.com. Of course, you can join Idaho Sports Nation on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. You can get updates, breaking news, pictures, and more. Follow the icons on the top left of the window to follow us now. This time they throw immediately, and that one goes out of the hands he had right there. That was Caden Haas was there for it, but it came in hot and kind of hit him on the top of the shoulder pads and landed about 20 yards downfield. And that was a bullet pass. Pitch on the outside this time. Going back to Romero, he's had the most success, but this will bring up a 4th and about 4, 3.5. And I think you got to go for it here. If you're Elko, you got nothing to lose. Playing a team from out of state, it's not going to affect your conference standings at all. You might as well go for it. And I think this is the time here you see one of those play actions or a fake pitch, and you'll see the quarterback, Nielsen, roll out here to the near side. He will throw it. He's trying to dance, and he's going to run. He's right there at the line. I think he's a yard short, though. He needed to get to the 35, and I think he's about at the 35.5, and he is short by, 8, 9 inches. So this will go back to the Vikings. A great drive, the best we've seen from Elko tonight, and they'll really need to turn up the defense right here and stop Middleton to stop this thing from stretching out to a 4-score game.
Yeah, Middleton's showing no sign of backing down. They're 3 possessions, 3 touchdowns. They're looking pretty good so far this year.
Really no resistance on any of those drives either. No third downs. They picked up a first down on, and here we look at this formation. The center is the only one on the line. Everybody else spread to the far side, and a quick pass to Gravier, and Gravier breaks the first tackle, and he picks up about 15 yards on that play. So unconventional and strange play, but he picks up the first down. That one, they're going to give him 15 yards on that play. So another first down for the Vikings, this time now in Indian territory. McClure in the shotgun. He wants to go deep. He's got Medeiros wide open out there, and he just overthrows him. All he had to do, and he knows it. He didn't see him over there. Medeiros just dancing. He was as open as 7-Eleven down there, as open as Denny's, just wide open, and couldn't find him. Just overthrew him. So a missed opportunity there for the Vikings. Probably the worst play of the night for Middleton so far. And it's just an incompletion. Gravier in motion to the far side, and that's who McClure will throw it to in open space, makes the first man miss, and goes out at the 40-yard line for a pickup of 8. So here we go. Middleton will have a third down. First time tonight. Third down and 1 for the Vikings. 28 seconds to go here on the clock. Still in the shotgun formation. This time McClure comes up under center, and he just wants to push it forward, and he does. He's going to end up picking him up about 5 yards on that under center. Now, I'm a Panthers fan, and the way he's running the ball is very Cam Newton-esque. Just get up there. He's got a big body. A lot of times you see the speedy little quarterbacks like a Kyler Murray or something like that, but he's got a Cam Newton-type big body in there and runs like it. Finds Medeiros here on the outside, and Medeiros plows through the first tackler, gets through him, and picks up a first down for Middleton. So that'll do it here for the first quarter once the clock starts after the first down. There's only 2 seconds left. And there we go. So that'll do it for the first quarter. We will take a quick break here on IdahoSports.com.
Ads like this keep popping up, but I see through the hype because those vape clouds people claim are just water vapor contain as many as 31 different chemicals, like formaldehyde, the stuff they preserve dead bodies with. And while the flavors sound all harmless, we still have no idea what these ingredients could be doing to our bodies. But I already see vaping for exactly what it is. Get the real facts at BehindTheHaze.com. Ads like this keep popping up.
And welcome back to Middleton High School. At the end of the first, as we start the second quarter here, the Vikings take a 20-0 lead into the second. Good crowd on hand. Middleton, they still have the
with you. Okay? I can't do anything.
You got this grill back here in the parking lot, and I've been smelling it all night, and no one's brought me anything. I'm only slightly offended, but if anybody's listening, there's 2 guys up here that'll take some of that food. I don't know about you, Troy, but I'll eat yours if you don't want it.
Oh, it smells good too. So yeah, if you're in Middleton, you're listening. Logan and Troy are hungry.
Yeah, just send it up. You know, we're not begging, but we are.
And if you need someone, come get it. We've got a little runner boy.
Yeah, I got my son Owen. He's right here. He's hanging out with us. All right, 1st and 10 from 25 for the Vikings. McClure, he'll drop back. Got a man in the middle, but that one just a little underthrown. He was looking for Hayden Levitt, but Levitt just it was behind him. If that's in Levitt's arms, Levitt scores. Second and 10. McClure rolls to the left. This time he just keeps it himself. And he wants to run with it. When he gets outside, he is totally content with keeping that ball. He's, you know, you wonder how many of those are designed throws where he's rolling out and looking for somebody, or just a designed quarterback keeper out there. Either way, it's successful, but it'll be 3rd and 5. So this is the deepest third we've seen for the Vikings. Definitely within Riley Cummings' field goal range, though. But he's got Medeiros across the middle, and Medeiros just drops it. Medeiros, he grabs his helmet, and he should have had that and should have had 6. So that'll be a 4th down for Middleton. And we'll see what they do here. Decide they go for it, or, you know, I'd like to see Cummings get a shot at it. You're up 20-0 at home, and you're in good position. We'll see what they, you know, I'd like to see Cummings get a shot at a kick here. And they are. Riley Cummings, he's going to take the field goal. This one is spotted at the 27, so it'll be a 37-yard field goal on the way. He's kicking into the wind. We'll see if that's a factor. Low snap, but he gets it up and blocked. Elko blocks it, and they've got position to pick it up, and they do. Big block and pickup that time, scooped up on the edge by Alvarado, and Alvarado brings it to the 43. And Middleton fails to come up with any points on that drive as the Vikings have their kick block. It was a low snap, and Medeiros tried his best to get his hands on the ball, but it was in the dirt before it got to him. And you just can't have mistakes like that. Last night I saw Nampa in a tied game against Capital have a punt go over their heads that Capital picked up and scored with, and then a block punt returned for a touchdown in the span of about 3 minutes, and that was the difference in the game. You just can't have those bad snaps. So Elko, they'll throw it this time across the middle, deflected, and it goes down in between a trio of Vikings. If anybody had turned around, that ball was getting intercepted. But that time Nielsen went across the middle and was looking for his big guy out there. Believe he was looking for Fesenmayer out there, but that ball got deflected and knocked down. .11-12 on the clock here in the second quarter. Elko that time a pitch outside to Finlayson. Finlayson gets through the first tackler. Nice job. He laid a lick down there on Sawyer Heck. Did Finlayson. So a couple good runs from Finlayson so far. Running back, he's just a sophomore.
Middleton's definitely changed up their defense a little bit too. Instead of stacking everybody up in the box, they're playing back a little bit more. Those passes have got them a little bit concerned.
Yeah, you got to respect it when you see it, and they've been pretty successful when they've thrown it. They've had guys there, whether or not they made the catch or not, it's a different story. And that time a run to the right side was Finlayson again. This time he stopped for about a gain of 1. It'll be 4th and 5, and I think it's 4-down territory from here on out until they get some points on the board. Like you said, Middleton a little more spread out. Before, we would see them have all 11 guys within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage. And I think we might have some an equipment issue or blood on the jersey. I think got some blood on the elbow there. Franks for Middleton. He'll come off real quick. Yeah, click a little cut on his arm. Middleton has one of these great turf fields, and that always causes some burning on the elbows. So a run, and that time a big stop. I believe that's Tate Johansson. Tate Johansson lays a lick, and there'll be, let's see, they might bring the chains out to measure this one. It's very close. And they are. They're gonna bring out the chains, and we'll see what they get here.
Oh, yeah, that's a close one.
See if we can get a good shot of that ball there. See if that official decides to block us or not. All right. Oh, there we go. And, oh, my goodness. You see it there. Maybe a chain length or two. And Middleton with the stop. That's a heartbreaker if you're an Elko fan. Just the nose of the football. I don't know if you could slide your hand between the ball and the line there. So the ball will go back to Middleton at the 47-yard line. I don't know if I've seen it this clear. I know I've said it a couple times, but in a long time. I mean, I can see clear to St. Al's Hospital in Nampa over there. All right, McClure, he's going to go deep this time, looking over the head. He was looking for Gravier, and they're going to throw a flag here. And I'd like to see them discuss this because I think it might have been out of reach. I don't think Gravier was ever going to come down with that ball on the far side. I think that might be what Elko's discussing over there with the officials, saying, I don't know if that was catchable. That was pretty high. There's a flag in the backfield as well. That's typically in the area where you see a roughing the passer, but my eyes went towards the ball at the end of the play. I didn't see if anything happened to McClure back there. Long press conference to talk about it. And we'll take this chance to tell you about our new expanded regional prepcasts. The resident experts talk about what's going on in each part of the state you live at. You can be sure to catch the new regional prepcast each week on IdahoSports.com or by downloading new episodes wherever you get your podcasts. And you can also watch each episode on IdahoSports.com's YouTube channel. I actually do one of those. I do I focus on 3A, 2A, and 1A sports in the Treasure Valley. This is a weekend where if you're a fan of Idaho high school football, wherever you live, there is a game. There are teams in North Idaho we are covering this week. Here in the Treasure Valley we are covering. In Central Idaho, we got a game in Burley tonight. And then, of course, East Idaho has games all up and down the state. So everywhere, there is a team from almost every conference playing on IdahoSports.com this weekend. There's a team from every level, 5A all the way down to 1A. Just a great weekend of football here on IdahoSports.com. And, of course, there's the 8-man classic that will be played here at Middleton tomorrow. 4 different 8-man teams will play here. Of course, the smaller teams in Idaho that you see like out in Oakley or Notice or Lapway, those smaller towns, they don't have enough numbers to play with a full 11 squad, so they'll play with 8. But that doesn't mean the competition isn't better at that level. Of course, last year, Cary, which is an 8-man team, played an 11-man team in Wood River from Haley, which plays at the 4A level, the same level as Middleton, and they took them to the woodshed. Cary beat them by a couple of touchdowns. An interesting game. When Cary was on offense, they played with 8 players, and Wood River played with 8 on defense. But then on defense, Cary would play with 11 against Wood River's 11 offense. So interesting way that game lined up. So quick pass here to Gravier. Gravier picks up about 6 yards. So Middleton, I missed what the penalty was, but it must have been a double personal foul because that was about 1st and almost 40. They snapped it at the 20, and the line to gain is almost a 40. So a couple of things going on there for Middleton. This will bring up the casual 2nd and 25, and with this penalty coming 2nd and 30 for the Vikings.
We got another penalty on the Vikings here. False start on that one. So.
And you see a lot of those opening week. Last night I was there for Nampa and Capital. There was quite a few flags on the ground for that game as well. Those things get worked out. You know, these guys have just been practicing for a couple of weeks. It's just week 1. They'll work these things out as they go. And McClure, he just gets those 5 yards back with that snap, gets a couple of different Elko players to jump off sides.
Yep, you sit there practicing with each other for weeks, and you're just excited to get out there and hit somebody. So
this is like you said, just it's a great game to start off the season. Getting out there, a lot of big hits so far. Both teams excited to be out there. McClure, he just takes it on the draw play, and he picks up about 6 yards, so it'll bring up 3rd and, well, that was 2nd and 32. So this will be 3rd and about 20. Looks like to be about 3rd and about 20, so they give him a little more on that. 8:40 on the clock here in the second quarter. A slow-moving second quarter. A lot of penalties, a couple of turnovers, a blocked field goal by Elko. So McClure, he'll go deep this time across the middle, and he hit Medeiros, but Medeiros dropped it. So Middleton will be forced to punt here. I can't imagine them going for it on 4th and 20, so it'll be the first Vikings punt of the evening. But as soon as I say that, I'm sure they'll go for it and prove me wrong, because that's what always happens. And they're coming out in the going for it motion, unless McClure is going to drop back and do a quick punt. He might be trying to draw him off sides. Still got plenty of time on the play clock here.
If they go for it, I'd be watching for Medeiros here on this one. Oh, quick punt.
And it was a quick punt, and this one's going to drop about the 34-yard line. We'll see where they spot it. Yep, about the. Oh no, they're going to. Oh no, he's going to say it went out at the 39. So great field position for Elko. And if you're an Elko fan, you got to be happy with where you're starting. Last couple of drives, you've seen a little bit more out of the Indians. And so right now, you got to take advantage. You've stopped Middleton twice. You got to put points on the board. And I think right here is a golden opportunity for them. We'll see if they come out with, keep it on the ground and then open it up with a pass play as Justice Nielsen goes back under center once again. Man in motion, and there's the pitch.
Looks like Cervantes coming around the corner again.
And just stuffed. That time he was met by Tate Johansson and Colton Moore. There was no more yards to gain right there. A gain of about 1. They'll give him 1. But on a toss like that, sometimes you got to cut it out. He kept coming to the outside, and the defenders were out there. You got to stop and just go up. So it'll be 2nd and 9 from the 40. Nielsen, he wanted to go left. Nothing was there. It got swallowed up by Middleton. He changes direction. Picks up about 2. And we got somebody down for Middleton.
Bodie Heck.
And what's the first number? Is that a 2? I think so. I think that is Bodie Heck. He's holding his left arm. You really hope it's maybe just a dislocation that you can just, well, I don't want to just do that, but you can just pop it in. I think that's how it works. You're a doctor, right? You can diagnose that, right?
Yeah, it's a little bit far north for what I do. So
it's not on the feet. It's not
Yeah, I think I remember playing, and one of the worst ones, you get what you'd call those stingers in your shoulder, and your arm would go numb for a minute, and it comes back, feels a little better, but hopefully it's that, not something worse for him. So.
Yeah, you never want to see a broken bone, especially in the first game of the season and the first half of the season. Again, this is a very slow, we're almost at an hour for the first half, and in a very slow-moving second quarter. We're not even halfway through it. It's been quite a while. Coach Brock is out there right now with Heck on the field. You know, I guess the bright spot is if it is broken, I don't know how many players you see play with that cast. You play defense, you don't need your hand.
That's
if
true.
You got your arms to wrap up, that's all you need.
Yeah.
Last year here at Middleton, they, you know, like most places, there were some things out of their control with how many people they could let in the stands. And so over here on the left side of the field, the fence, you know, they couldn't stop people from sitting outside. So you'd see the fence lined with people just hanging out, just having their own stands over there. Some people brought chairs and canopies and everything, and now they're inside. This is a packed house here on the Middleton side. Good to see.
Yep, as number 24, Bodie Heck, comes off the field, just the way he's kind of holding his arm, it looks like a shoulder. But he's shaking it off, and things are looking. He looks like he'll probably be back in the game.
Yeah, he doesn't look too shaken up, like you said. You know, you get worried when they don't sit you down on the bench and they take you out. He didn't do that here. Quick pass to the near side that time on third down. Quick pass to Lesbo. Lesbo, a good pickup. He was there on the line, acted like he was blocking, and just broke free for a second and picks up a short gain. It'll be fourth down, but fourth and very manageable for Elko. Fourth and about 3. So that's definitely in the range of possibilities for them. They're changing personnel, though. It looks like they're going to go ahead and punt. I don't know, if it was me, I'd be going for it right now. Maybe they're going to razzle-dazzle us and fake us all out. So back to punt. Kale Sellers back there, and there's a flag down. And they're going to do a count of players. There's 11 for Middleton.
It's like they're moving
Oh, no. Who was that back there? There was 12. Gravier was back there to receive the punt, and I miscounted him. Oh, no, they're... Yeah, I think they haven't given us much indication. They didn't signal for the flag. They threw it, but didn't show us what it was. But they put... Okay, so the board says 4th and 3. The line markers are lined up like it's 1st and 10. So they're pushing the line, the spotter back that holds the sign that says... So he's moving it back to 4th down. But the chain gang now is off, and they're lined up down the field. So the chains need to, it's a little bit of a mess right now down there. Coach Brock trying to discuss with the officials what's going on. I'd like to be down there myself to know what's going on. So I think they're just putting it all back where we were. 4th and 3 for Elko, and it'll be a Middleton timeout. So I think that's what they decided to do here. Middleton calls a timeout. I think they might have had 11 players on the field, but they call a timeout before the flag was thrown. I think it's what's going down to be officially called here. So we'll just start it over. Middleton, no flag. Elko back to punt. Back there is Sellers. Sellers gets it, and he looked like he was going to fake it, but he kicks it, and a great kick. Gravier calls it for a fair catch at the 18-yard line. So the first time Middleton's been deep in their zone so far. They've had great field position pretty much every drive so far tonight.
Yeah, that was a pretty good punt by Elko. Middleton had a few guys back there. Looked like it almost was going to be blocked, but got the kick off, and it was a pretty good one for him. So.
Yeah, he thought about it for a while. You could tell him a little hesitation. I don't want to kick this thing immediately. Decides to hold on to it and just boot it away. There's the pass to the outside. This time Johansson has it, and Johansson got a lot of room, but maybe that's why. There's a yellow flag down, and usually you see that when a guy gets that open.
I turned it down. They said, I had people say it's a little far out, so let's zoom in a little more. Go over to the right a little more. Yeah, go up. Yeah, right there. That's good. You can come out a little bit more. Yeah, right there. That's good.
So I believe this will be a hold on the outside on Middleton, as there was a big pickup on the gain that time by Johansson. So it's a small world out there, right, Troy? This is just a funny story. So Troy's brother is on a trip with my brother-in-law in another. They live in another part of Idaho. Just a small world. There's a quick pass, and everyone's gonna be incomplete. But your brother knows my brother-in-law, and we live in the same neighborhood. It's just like, what are the chances, right? So, and they're together doing something this weekend.
Yep.
It's something they both love working out. So it's something with that, I'm guessing, right?
Yep. Some competition down in southern Utah.
So it's a small world, you know. So 2nd and 20 for Middleton, all the way back at the 9-yard line. They got to get all the way to the 29. Johansson in motion this time. McClure will settle back in. A little screen pass was being set up that time to Goodfellow. We'll see what the call is. I think it's going to be another false start on Middleton, but Goodfellow, he had some room to run on that screen as Elko brought everybody back. Left a lot of space for Goodfellow to run there, but it's for naught as it's a false start. So now 2nd and 25. So this is the second drive in a row where Middleton's been back in this position where they've had to go 20 to 30 yards to pick up a first down, and that doesn't always work. And McClure is just going to keep it this time. And, I tell you what, coming in there for Elko, that was Chamberlain, and Chamberlain had both hands on the ball. McClure had it in his right arm, but Chamberlain got 2 hands on it, trying to yank it away. Wasn't able to do so, but it was almost a game-changing play right there if Chamberlain's able to pop it out. Third and 22, McClure in the shotgun. He claps for it. He's got to go deep this time, and he does. He's got Gravier open, and he got him at the 40. Gravier across midfield, and he stays on his feet and is brought down out of bounds at the 43-yard line. So what a play in his own end zone, goes deep. Great pass downfield. Owen Gravier with a big, 52-yard reception. They're going to say he went out at the 48, so we'll bring it back a little bit. But great job getting out of it that time was McClure on the deep pass. And they are quick to the line almost immediately, and we'll see what they blow it dead. Officials coming over to talk to Coach Brock. Maybe say you got to, slow it down a little bit. I don't think you could do that, though.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's kind of, everything was lined up ready to go, and the head official just blew it dead and came over to talk, and didn't look like any. All right, well. A lot of conversations tonight, and no one's been angry. It's just been got a lot to talk about, I guess. Opening game of the season. So it'll be 1st and 10. The 43-yard line for Middleton. They're inside Elko territory. McClure, nobody back this time. They bring everybody. Gravier gets it on a screen pass, and he dipsy-doos and gets away. This time he picks up another first down. So a couple of big receptions for Owen Gravier on this possession. Picked up the big first down. He's got to have over, they're down to the 27, so he's got at least 70 yards receiving on this drive alone. We don't have the official stat line except for what I've got on my little scratch piece of paper here. This is not ESPN, contrary to popular belief. So this time outside to Johansson, and Johansson picks up about 5.
Johansson bringing in that pass. Gain of 5 on the play.
So McClure back there with it. McClure across the middle. He's got Medeiros, and Medeiros once again just out of the reach. Hit him in the hands. That's the second time Medeiros has had a crossing route across the middle where he's been open. Just hit him in the hands.
3rd down and 5 for the Vikings.
Just slide it this way a little bit more to get more of the backfield. Yeah, like that. That's good.
So 3rd and 10 now, 4:38 to go in the second quarter. McClure will throw it again, and this time a noob guy in the game right there. That's Frank. So Franks must be okay. Frank's back in the game. He went out with that elbow or shoulder or something, and he picks up a couple of yards, but it'll bring up 4th down at the 20, and I would think we'll see Cummings here kicking a field goal, or maybe they'll just go for it, you know?
Looks like they're going to go for it.
You know, I'd like to see him work on that field goal. It didn't look pretty last time. This time, though, McClure will keep it, and he's not going to make it. He is stopped. Or maybe he got it. It's on that far side of the field.
We got a flag out there, though, so.
McClure stopped short of the 1st down marker.
We got McClure's limping a little bit here, getting up.
Penalty on the play.
Every Viking here holding their breath a little bit. You know, it's what happens when you run the ball a lot. You just open yourself up to those injuries. And okay, so they're going to say it was a holding on Middleton, and McClure was short. He was maybe a couple inches short. They didn't measure it. He was right there near the line, but it'll go back to Elko. So this is a couple of stops in a row for the Indians. I think that's the 3rd one in a row, and it's been twice deep inside their own territory where they've been able to stop them. Coming running on super late onto the field is Jacob Wood. He gets out there, though. So a pitch to the outside, and it's just, once again, Elko, they go outside, but as soon as they do, they just get swarmed. Finlayson that time comes out wide, but they just catch up to him.
Knocked out of bounds by number 13, Bolton Moore. All around the 25-yard line, 2nd down, 3 yards to go.
Offsides on Middleton. They blew that one dead as soon as it was snapped.
Looks like that'll be a 1st down for Elko.
You got to take it how you can get it, and that time they get it on the flag. So it's been a pretty choppy quarter here. A lot of penalties and a lot on Middleton. Elko been pretty composed so far in that regard. A couple pass interference calls, but those ones were almost where you got to do it or you're going to give up the touchdown. Middleton just shooting themselves in the foot lately. With the Indians now take over, and another handoff to Finlayson, and he's hit immediately, and he might get back to the line of scrimmage. I think he does.
44, Finlayson, met by number 44, Tanner Ford at the line, thrown down, no gain.
You know, our army of Idaho sports action photographers are covering games from one end of the state to the other each week. We've revamped our galleries to make it even easier to find and order snapshots of all the memorable moments this season. Just click on the action photos link to find out more. So another handoff to Finlayson, and he doesn't go anywhere. He might pick up 1, maybe 2 on that, but tell you, they're going to be sore tomorrow. Almost immediately they're getting hit. These Elko running backs are. And we saw it earlier in the game, and I can almost smell it, where run, and they're going to sneak that pass in there. This would be a great position to do it, as it's a 3rd and long late here in the quarter. But Nielsen pitches it to Finlayson, and Finlayson gets the edge, and he gets the 1st down, at least from my eye he does. and I think he does. He gets right to the line to gain, and the official moves it forward. It'll be 1st and 10 for Elko. So nice job there. He gets around the edge. We haven't seen that too much from Elko. They can get to it, but not around it. And that time, a great block on the outside. And another official timeout. I'm not sure what there's to discuss about that play, but again, we said a lot of discussions here tonight. Of course, if you want to watch another game, I know some other ones are kicking off. If you want to track others, there's a feature there in the bottom of the screen. You'll see 4 little rectangles. You can click on that. You can pull this one up as well as 4 other games or 3 other games for a total of 4. And you just click the one you want to listen to while you watch the other 3. A lot of big games going on across the state. We've got the Rocky Mountain Rumble over at Madison High School. Highland, Madison playing in that. A couple of other schools playing some big-time names from Utah coming up to play them over there at Madison High School. And if you haven't ever been to the new football stadium there at Madison, it might be the nicest high school stadium I've ever been to. They always talk about Texas stadiums being nice, but man, that one at Madison is, the press box is heated, and it has air conditioning. So either way, if it's cold outside, you can be warm. If it's hot outside, you got AC. They got themselves their own indoor practice facility. It's like a college. It's.
Yeah, that's pretty nice. I guess if you're indoor, you wouldn't be out getting a tan like we're getting right now.
That's right, yeah. The sun is at your back here at Middleton if you're on this press box. So, like, our shadows are between the 50 and 45. So, we're part of the game, I would say. Back to pass. That one's going to be intercepted. What a dive, cutting off the throw. That time, that was Colton Moore. Just got right in front of him and picked it off, Troy.
Colton Moore jumps that pass play, picks off quarterback Nielsen.
Yep, I think they heard you talking, Logan. They were ready for that pass. They knew it was coming, so he just stepped right in front of that.
So Middleton will take over inside Elko territory at the 45-yard line.
See what we do. We got 2:25 left in this quarter, and there's not been a score in this whole second quarter so far. So,
yeah, the last point's coming at the 3:16 mark of the first quarter, a 1-yard run from Kai McClure, this time handing off to Tate Johansson. Johansson makes the guy miss. What a move. And he sent Nielsen, the quarterback, down, as the kids say, breaking his ankles out there around the 40-yard line.
He picks up 9 yards on the play. Vikings have 2nd and 1.
So 2nd and 1, right back to the line quickly. They've got plenty of time here with the field position they're at, and Middleton has shown that they can score quickly. Another handoff up the middle. He's going to rumble for, I think he picks up about 7, and he'll pick up the first down. That time, Goodfellow with it. So it's almost like a running back by committee back there from Middleton. It might be Johansson, it might be Goodfellow. Whoever it is has been successful, though. 1:40 on the clock here in the first half. This time, McClure back to pass, and that one just out of the reach of Hagler. Hagler tried to come back to it, but couldn't get it. Of course, Hagler's older brother was the quarterback for a couple of years here at Middleton. Turned over the reins to McClure last season. It's his 2nd year at quarterback for Middleton. McClure back to pass. They bring everybody on the screen, and this time Hagler gets it, get past the first defender, and if he can get past the second, he will score, and he does. A 28-yard screen play taken to the house. That time Derek Hagler puts it on the board for the Vikings.
Rumbles in for a 30-yard touchdown. Puts the Vikings up 26-0.
So a 28-yard catch and run. Coming at the 129 mark of the second quarter. Extra point blocked. That's 2 blocked kicks for Elko. If you got anything to be happy about at halftime as an Indian fan, that's got to be it. Your special teams coming up big, and that'll keep it at 26-0 Middleton here from Middleton High School. You know, our folks here at Project Filters, they're great sponsors of IdahoSports.com, and they do a lot of good work in the community around Idaho. You can quit smoking now. You can also quit chewing, vaping, but it's always tough. But so are you. If you're ready to quit, there is help. Visit projectfilter.org or call 1-800-QUIT-NOW today. Of course, also thanks to our power boosters for Middleton. Always have great power boosters around the state. Of course, the power boosters for Middleton, Silverhawk Realty with Chade Levitt, Garbanzo's Pizza, State Farm in Middleton with Estefan Cespedes. He opened up a new shop in Middleton in that white building near the park, as well as 208 Burger Q, Overhead Door Company, as well as Austin Colton with Homes of Idaho. So always be sure to support the local businesses that help bring these broadcasts to you, the viewer at home, live and free on IdahoSports.com. All right, Vikings will kick off. That was a quick drive. They took over about 2:25 on the clock and are able to score in 56 seconds. And Cummings boots this one deep. It'll be taken at the 2-yard line. Got a line of blockers in front of him and a great return this time. He gets up to the 28.
Ball taken by Romero.
Great return by
5 yards.
Alvarado.
Upfield to about the 29.
Come on, I need to stand right there. You can stand right here. I can move back and forth.
So with 1:23 on the clock, we'll see what Elko does. Some coaches decide to play it safe in this situation and don't want to give up a big play going into the half. But I think down 26, I would take a shot if I were them, see if you can at least pick up 1 first down. Typically, I would expect to see him keep it on the ground. But, you know, I'm proven wrong here as they come out in the shotgun for the first time tonight. Everything's been under center so far, and a quick throw to the outside. Ooh, that was dangerous. The quick throw from Nielsen was almost intercepted. But it'll be a pickup of about 5.
Gain about 5 yards.
2nd and 5 from the 35.
Brings up 2nd down and 5 on the 35.
Clock still ticking. 50 seconds to go. Again in the shotgun formation, so Elko completely changing up the look of the offense here on the final drive. And Middleton having to spread out, which we haven't seen much of. And Nielsen on the run, and he just can't get outside. As soon as he does, there's 3 or 4 different Viking jerseys around, and that time the one Tanner Ford was right there and wraps him up and brings him down for a sack. And I believe a timeout's going to be called by Middleton. So they're going to fight and try to get the ball back. There's not a timeout tracker on the board here. I think they've taken one. They did on that punt. So this will be their 2nd timeout. We got 1 more to go. Trying to say, hey, if we can get the ball back, might as well go for some more points, even though we're up 26-0.
Let me remind you, at halftime, you're going to want to stick around before you head to the concession stand. We've got the world famous Middleton marching band.
And hey, if you would like to advertise your business on IdahoSports.com, be sure to send us an email at sales@IdahoSports.com for more information. Can't do it without all the sponsors we have that help us do what we do here. We don't sell anything. Middleton really spread out right now. The ball is spotted at the 29, and you've got the safeties back there almost to the 50. So they're not letting them go over the top here. And now Elko decides to line up in that traditional tight offense that they've been running all evening so far. Toss on the outside and the sweep run, and he's going to go out of bounds. And a flag being thrown. waiting to see what the call was. It didn't look like a hold. He threw it back into the field, almost like it would have been a hold. I don't know if it was on the hit. He was going to bring up 4th down. He was about 5 yards short of it. Oh, they're going to say targeting. A hit to the head on Middleton. So it's going to be an automatic 1st down. So they'll move it 15 yards forward from that spot. He went out around the 35, so this thing should be put around midfield. We'll see exactly. They'll put it at the 49, so almost midfield. So change of plan now from Elko, maybe going back to that shotgun.
They got 30 seconds, so let's see what they can do with it.
Nielsen goes back under center.
They got one spread out here to the bottom side of the screen here. Off the shoulder pads.
Yeah, Caden Haas had a good look at it. It's just almost like he was looking at it too hard, just bounced in the numbers and came out.
10 yards to go.
And that one just gets stuffed almost immediately. No, he gets it. He ends up picking up some yardage. He was going to get stopped for a loss.
44 met the backfield, but still
Gets a yard out of it. This one might just do it for the half. Neither team looks like they're going after anything, and that'll do it for the first half here from Middleton High School as the Vikings take a commanding 26-0 lead into the halftime break. And we will take a break here and be back in a couple of minutes to wrap everything up here in the first half. So, go get the snacks, and we'll be right back here on IdahoSports.com.
Banking. Maybe you enjoy the person-to-person attention you get going to your bank. Maybe you enjoy the convenience of banking from home sweet home. Or maybe you like the flexibility of paying your bills, applying for a loan, or talking to your personal banking person from wherever fits your fancy. Then definitely, you should bank at Mountain West Bank. Member FDIC. The easy, convenient, any way you want to bank.
The injuries look like those seen in people exposed to poisons like mustard gas.
That's how doctors are describing what they see in the lungs of vapors.
The chemicals can essentially burn your lungs. Find the truth at BehindTheHaze.com.
At Toyota's national sales event, we don't just help you get the perfect vehicle. We're here to open new doors that lead to your road to greatness. Your journey starts at Toyota's national sales event.
Toyota, let's go places.
I'm Corey. I'm a dairy nutritionist here in the Treasure Valley. I decided to get vaccinated because I wanted to do my part to protect myself and my family and my customers from COVID-19. As soon as the vaccines were readily available, I was vaccinated. I would encourage people to do the research, listen to the healthcare providers. When I went to get my COVID-19 vaccine, there was hardly any wait. It was an easy process, is readily available. Since I got vaccinated, I'm confident I'm protected against the COVID-19 virus. My life has returned to business as usual.
We're Valley-wide cooperative. For 100 years, we've been your first choice for residential and commercial propane, fuels, oils, and lubricants. We service HVAC, install water heaters, propane tanks, and accessories. And yes, we'll even deliver right where you need it. Because for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life. We are proud to employ your neighbors and to be a cornerstone of your community. We're Valley-wide. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. We're here for you.
Ads like this keep popping up, but I see through the hype because those vape clouds people claim are just water vapor contain as many as 31 different chemicals, like formaldehyde, the stuff they preserve dead bodies with. And while the flavors sound all harmless, we still have no idea what these ingredients could be doing to our bodies. But I already see vaping for exactly what it is. Get the real facts at BehindTheHaze.com.
It's time to start planning for back to school. That's why I got my kids vaccinated for COVID-19, so they can be protected from COVID when they're back in the classroom. Kids 12 and older can get vaccinated. The vaccines have been researched and tested. They're safe and they work. Getting vaccinated was quick and easy. You can walk into a pharmacy to get one. We got our COVID-19 vaccine, and I hope everyone will choose to get vaccinated too.
Get a free COVID-19 vaccine today. Find a location near you at covidvaccine.idaho.gov.
Banking. Maybe you enjoy the person-to-person attention you get going to your bank. Maybe you enjoy the convenience of banking from home sweet home. Or maybe you like the flexibility of paying your bills, applying for a loan, or talking to your personal banking person from wherever fits your fancy. Then definitely, you should bank at Mountain West Bank. Member FDIC. The easy, convenient, any way you want to bank.
Yeah, that's a little bit better. Yeah, that is better. I'll turn you up just a hair.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together one more time for your Middleton Marching Band.
Welcome back to Middleton. It's halftime here. The Vikings up 26-0 on Elko. We know that there are some issues with Troy's mic. We're working on it. It kind of is the thing that holds the mic up keeps dropping down on him, and he's trying to hold the camera and the mic arm at the same time. So we're working on it. He's doing all right. He's trying.
I'm just trying to hide up here, Logan. Trying to do my best. My first time ever doing this.
Yeah,
but,
yeah. This is Troy's first time up here, so he's getting used to it. We're glad to have him up here. A great addition to the team today here, and of course, let's go over the scoring recap of the first half. Started off with a 1-yard touchdown run by Kai McClure at the 9:28 mark. The extra point was no good. That made it 6-0 Middleton. A couple minutes later, a 6-yard touchdown pass from Kai McClure to number 12, Tyler Medeiros at the 6:17 mark, made it 13-0 Middleton. A few minutes later, Kai McClure, another 1-yard touchdown run, that time coming at the 3:16 mark of the first quarter, making it 20-0 Middleton. And then finally, a 28-yard reception from number 3, Derek Hagler, of course, from Kai McClure, 28 yards at the 1:29 mark of the second quarter. So Kai McClure, 2 touchdowns on the ground, 2 touchdowns through the air, making his case already for that IdahoSports.com player of the game today. Just a phenomenal quarterback. He looks composed in there. He looks like a quarterback. Sometimes you see teams trying to figure out who needs to be back there. There's no doubt who the quarterback for the Vikings is this year.
Yeah, he's been throwing the ball great. Out of all the incompletions he's thrown, just a couple of them have been from a bad throw, a couple of them over the head of the receivers. But other than that, he's been on the mark and just a couple drops by the receivers. But he's been playing great.
Like you said, we've seen it go in and out of the hands of multiple players that probably even should have scored coming out on it. And then maybe the one bad throw he had was when Medeiros was wide open down here around the 20-yard line, just screaming for it. I think got a little excited and overthrew it. But a great play, a great game so far here for the Vikings. Elko really, I mean, you see their offense. They run that tight wing, like you said, and it's just not going well for them right now. Middleton's defense really showing up great right now and stuffing that run.
Yeah. They've got a couple runners that they just keep running it hard. Finlayson, Cervantes, they just keep running it hard. But Middleton's defense is just there at the line of scrimmage, just meeting them almost every time. So it'll be interesting to see if they make any changes this second half to try to break something open, or how they decide to manage Middleton's defense here.
Yeah, an entire half to go here. We've seen crazier things happen in high school football with comebacks in the second half. And, Elko's going to get that opening kickoff. So they have a chance. They don't have to stop Middleton immediately. They get the ball, maybe can gain a little momentum and go down the field and score. They're right back in this thing. So we'll see what adjustments they make at halftime here does Elko. Of course, let's take a quick trip around the state. I'm going to pull up, if you've never seen the Friday Night Flash, it's right there on the homepage of the website. Got scores from around the state. I always love watching it and tracking what's going on every week, because we're always here at our game so focused in and don't really know everything that's going around the state as much. Right now, Skyview up on Columbia, 13-0, that one in the first quarter, just down the road. And Meridian, a 7-0 lead over Mountain View right now. So, of course, Meridian had lost 12 straight, something like that, to the Mavericks before last season. And the Warriors finally knocked off the Mountain View Mavericks and already got a 7-0 lead right now in that one. Going over to East Idaho, Rigby leads Skyview from Utah. Skyview, of course, just outside of Logan in that area. They played last year at the same tournament there in Madison and beat Highland, I think, 50-0. So definitely a great team from down there in Utah. And Rigby hanging tough with the 1-point lead in the first quarter. So just a couple of scores from around the state there. That's at the 5A level. Of course, Middleton leads this one 26-0. Mountain Home up on Burley 8-0 right now. Skyline, they lead Green Canyon of Utah 6-0. Aberdeen up on American Falls 6-0. Marsing up on Valley. Of course, Valley is over in Hazleton, which is the Garden of Eden rest stop on I-84. That's Valley. That's where they're at. They're right there. So Marsing and Valley. Valley trailed Marsing 16-6. Going down to D1. Our 1A, Dietrich all over Rimrock 20-8 in the first quarter there. Dietrich, of course, won the state championship, their first in over 50 years. Able to do it right there. So just a couple of scores from around the state for you. We're going to take a few-minute breaks here, and we'll be back for the start of the second half here on IdahoSports.com.
A hit in the morning, another between class, after school, and more before bed. Vaping sucks you in quick. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems everyone's talking about. That's why thousands of teens are ready to take back their life their own way with My Life, My Quit. When you sign up with us, you'll get a free and simple quit plan that makes it easier to stop vaping. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072. A hit in the morning, another between class, after school, and more before bed. Vaping sucks you in quick. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems everyone's talking about. That's why thousands of teens are ready to take back their life their own way with My Life, My Quit. When you sign up with us, you'll get a free and simple quit plan that makes it easier to stop vaping. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072.
At Toyota's National Sales Event, we don't just help you get the perfect vehicle. We're here to open new doors that lead to your road to greatness. Your journey starts at Toyota's National Sales Event.
Toyota, let's go places.
At Valleywide Cooperative, we're here when you need us. For 100 years, we have been here to help you with food, fuel, and good old-fashioned advice. And for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life, which is why we pour so much into the communities around us. We've employed hundreds of your neighbors. We take pride in that, and in giving back millions in sponsorships, grants, donations, and scholarships. It's our way of saying thanks. We're Valleywide, and yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we're here for you.
It's time to start planning for back to school. That's why I got my kids vaccinated for COVID-19. Kids 12 and older can get vaccinated. The vaccines have been researched and tested. They're safe and they work. And I hope everyone will choose to get vaccinated too.
So what's your favorite thing at school?
I like doing science. And my favorite special there is painting. That's my favorite one.
Go run around and then we're gonna start. Go sit back down, buddy.
And welcome back. 32 ticks of the clock left up there. We're hoping they don't add more time. A lot of times you see that where they put up the time and then they just add more at the end. Rather just add it on at the beginning, but I think it was 15 minutes. A lot of times it's only 10 or 12. So we'll see what they do here. Middleton's ready to go. Elko's out here. I'm ready to go. So we'll see what they do here. Middleton, of course, will kick off. Elko with a great chance here to try and get some points on the board to start off the half. That's what they need, just a little bit. You know, they need something going for them, a little momentum, something. Get that monkey off their back. Get on the scoreboard. So Elko just in the back there at the end line. I just don't know why the teams don't come out. You know, they know what's on the clock, but then they don't come out on time. There was a game it was here at Middleton, and Middleton was the one being slow, and Nampa was lined up ready to kick off before Middleton even came out, and the clock had hit 0. And I would have liked to see Nampa just kick that thing off. Just say, hey, we're ready to go. They're not here. And we'll recover it, and we'll return it for a touchdown, and we'll just keep doing this until you decide to show up and play. But, you know, that's just me rambling here. Elko just trying to stretch out the legs over there, get it all rolling. Of course, we mentioned the coaches poll here in the 4A SIC. Picked to finish first was Bishop Kelly. You know, second was Middleton. And then from there, I think it's pretty wide open. I think the coaches picked, they're looking at Emmett. Of course, Emmett went to the state championship last year. Really, the Huskies have struggled over the last couple of years, but came onto the scene. They got a great quarterback there at Emmett. He's got a couple of offers. He'll continue to have them roll in as the season goes along. But Emmett will be in the mix, as well as Columbia and Valley View. Those three teams, I think, kind of in a pocket of their own. And then Ridgeview and Caldwell, of course, traditionally struggle. We'll see if we can get any more out of the Warhawks and out of the Cougars this year. Hopefully Caldwell's able to keep their team all year. Of course, they had to shut everything down due to low numbers. Just you don't typically see a school as big as Caldwell struggle with numbers, but hopefully they can get it together. It'd be nice to have another strong program here in the 4A SIC. So we're still waiting. Middleton huddled up, ready to go, but Elko back there in the end zone. Great crowd on hand.
Yep, I think like we said at the beginning today, it's just great to have everybody back out here again. You know, we missed an entire season last year due to COVID. And, it's great to see the fans out, great to be out here, great to, you know, have another football season underway here. So we're just happy and excited and pumped to be able to watch football again.
Oh, yeah, and, you know, it's like you said, it's just great to be here and have it be, it feels normal, right?
Yep.
It feels good. And over here on the left side, you can't see it on the camera, but just your traditional high school grassy area where all the little kids are practicing. You know, they're just warming up because in 6-7 years they'll be out here on the main field playing in a game. But I don't think I've been to a stadium anywhere around Idaho where the kids are not playing in the grass over there. So great to see them out here tossing the old pigskin on the yard over here to the left of us.
Yep, always fun to watch them making those future dreams and hoping to be out here one day breaking tackles and scoring touchdowns.
And here we go. We are ready to kick it off. Riley Cummings squares up and walks back to the 35. Ready to get underway here in the third quarter. Just a picture-perfect day here in Middleton, Idaho. Deep kick, this one taken on the run at the 3-yard line and just swallowed up that time. Once again, Alvarado had it, but he was met in the backfield. Trying to see who was the first one on the hit there. That's number 9, Matt Hazard, who was the first one to make contact for the Vikings. Drops him at the 15, so Elko, another drive starting deep in their own territory.
We've got, looks like Bodie Heck back out there on the field. So it looks like he's got a wrap on his right elbow, so looks like things are doing okay for him, so that's good to see.
Yeah, you always hate to see somebody have a bad injury early on in the season. Luckily for him, just something small and insignificant. So Elko comes out throwing on the first play in a trick play, a halfback pass. Oh, and he had coming across. Fesenmayer was open, had him coming across the middle, the tight end, and he just dropped it. There's a couple of times where we've seen Elko decide to throw it, and somebody just can't keep their hands on the ball. It was an interesting play. They threw the ball out to the far receiver, and there were 2 other ones out there that ended up blocking for him, and he threw it, of course, to Fesenmayer and coming across the middle and just hit him in the hands, and he dropped it. This time he'll pitch it on the outside. That time back to Cervantes, and there will be a flag. That one came right in there, right where the hit was made, so I don't know if there's another hit to the head or maybe even a face mask. We'll see what the call is. See some clapping from Elko right now. From Cervantes. Maybe he knows something we don't. Personal foul, face mask. So it'll be a 15-yard penalty. And penalties, once again, just really hurting Middleton. They still have a commanding lead in this one. But, you know, if you're Coach Brock, you say, we got to cut these down. These penalties are not going to fly against Minico next week as the Vikings welcome in the Spartans here from Middleton. That game will be on IdahoSports.com as well. All 6 home games for the Vikings live and free here on IdahoSports.com. So a handoff that time on the left to Finlayson. Finlayson fights through the initial contact, ends up picking about 2 yards. But you can't have those penalties that you have against the competition from in the conference when you start playing Bishop Kelly. Bishop Kelly is going to take advantage of those penalties. Valley View is going to take advantage. So Middleton really needs to lock that up before they start getting into conference play. Back under center is Nielsen. A quick handoff this time. I think he gave that one to Lesbo. Called his name a couple of times. Just not a lot going for Elko. They picked up a couple of good gains, but 90% of their plays are up the middle or to the side, and they're stopped for maybe a yard or so. Really got to be able to fight through that and get through the initial contact or 2 and pick up that first down. This time it's 3rd and 5, 10 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Nielsen under center once again makes the pitch on the outside. That time he went to Finlayson, and Finlayson picks up 2 yards. So another short gain for Elko, and that's going to bring out the punting team. Sellers is back there to punt for Elko. That's a great snap that time, and it looks like a fake, and he's going to keep it, but just swallowed up, and he might get back to the original line of scrimmage from where he snapped that, but Middleton just snuffed it out. The speed of Middleton, I think, is one of the bigger differences in this game. They're just fast. Even if Elko's able to get something going, it looked like they had good blocking there on that fake, but it just collapsed so quickly. The Vikings able to collapse on him, force a turnover, and Middleton will take over at the Elko 36-yard line.
Yep, great, great field position to start this second half for Middleton on this first drive of the half. So
the Elko defense has really been strong ever since that first quarter. This time a hand up the middle, and this time he breaks free going down the middle, and he gets caught at the last second. That time, Goodfellow, a couple of great runs right up the middle. Great blocking by the offensive line. That time gets him all the way down to the 7-yard line. So Middleton knocking on the door already of the end zone. Quickly to the line is McClure, and he snaps it. Going outside, he's got Medeiros wide open. Touchdown Vikings. Tyler Medeiros on the 7-yard touchdown reception. So a 7-yard touchdown pass from Kai McClure to Tyler Medeiros at the 8:56 mark of the third quarter. And I feel like we're going to be saying that a lot this season. That extra point is up and good from Cummings. So that stretches the lead out to 33-0. Middleton all over Elko right now. And Medeiros connect. So right now all 5 touchdowns McClure has been involved in. McClure 2 touchdown runs of a yard, and he's got a 6-yard pass to Medeiros, a 28-yard pass to Hagler, and then a 7-yard pass to Medeiros. So a 5-touchdown night for Cummings for McClure, making his presence known for that IdahoSports.com player of the game. Middleton will kick it off. 8 minutes and 56 seconds. In Idaho, I believe the mercy rule kicks into play in the second half with 40 or more points. So another score from the Vikings might push us over that. And what that does is just get you a running clock for everything except, a change of possession or a score. The clock will stop after that, but everything after that, it'll stop. Cummings will boot this one deep, and that best kick of the night goes inside the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. In high school in Idaho, if you catch the ball, have possession of it in the end zone on a kickoff, it's an automatic touchback, whether or not you take the knee. And that time Alvarado catches it maybe a foot or two inside the end zone, and it'll come out to the 20. Down 33 in the third quarter is Elko. Got to change something up. That drive looked very similar to the first couple of drives we've seen from them. They got a big penalty that helped get them the first down, but outside of that, really nothing going on that drive. Nielsen tight under the center once again. Hand off to the right side, this time to Alvarado. And it's the same couple of names for Elko. We've called, Nielsen the quarterback a lot. He's hands off to Alvarado, Cervantes, and then he also uses Finlayson over there as well. But those really the keys to Elko that we've seen so far. And you got to think that the depth of Middleton is starting to kick in. You see over there, Elko does not have a ton of depth compared to Middleton. Middleton, a lot of players out here as well. They've got a JV team and a freshman squad. Of course, Middleton's going to be making the move up to 5A next season. And this run coming to the outside, he gets the corner. That time is Romero, one of the few times we've called his name tonight. A nice pickup there, and he's going to pick up about 8. It's going to be second or third and a short 2, we'll say. Again, Middleton moving up to 5A next year. A lot of teams will try and petition that and say, hey, well, let's stay. Athletic Director Andy Yankney saying, nope, we'll just go. Middleton, just like almost every other community in Idaho, growing so quickly that eventually they'd be way over that 5A number. So another run up the middle, and it looks like the first down is going to be picked up by Kaysen Lesbo for Elko.
Inside handoff to number 85, Jason Lesbo. He pushes his way forward for a first down for Elko.
Just what they need to do, just slowly chip away and pick up those first downs. Pitch on the outside to Alvarado. And looks like Alvarado might get back. Looks like he might have lost half a yard. IdahoSports.com does a lot more than just broadcasting. Continue checking back to the website for updated scores, schedules, standings, polls, action photo galleries, and written content from every corner of the state. Of course, the content manager, Brandon Bainey, does a great job at getting all new stuff on the website. He had a top 10 list for almost every position in Idaho football this year. That was great to see. Another handoff on the left side there. Goes for nothing for Romero. But a top 10 list for the quarterbacks in the state, running backs, offensive linemen, defensive linemen, linebackers, defensive backs, just every position you can think of. Grabbing players from every level as well. There's great players all over. You think of some of the more famous players in the NFL that are from Idaho, and they actually played in the 1A levels. You think of Matt Paradis. He's the starting center for the Carolina Panthers. He played just up the road about an hour and a half from here at Council High School. And then, of course, Jordan Gross, another player for the Carolina Panthers. He's from Fruitland. He's actually one of the assistant coaches out there for the Grizzlies, a 3A school. Looks like a timeout is going to be called by Elko. They might want to have that later, but it might not matter down 33. But you look at some of the other big-time players like Leighton Vander Esch, played at Boise State. He's a Dallas Cowboy right now. Just a great player. He played at Salmon River High School, a team that doesn't even know if they can field a football team this year because the town is so small up in Riggins. It's just a rafting town off Highway 95 on your trip up north. And they don't even know if they're going to have the 10 or 11 players they need for an 8-man team with just, having 2 or 3 subs out there. So a lot of great football at all levels across Idaho. You can't just look at the 5A, but you go down the list, you can find great athletes. Let's see what they dial up on this 3rd and 9, Elko, after coming out. And after calling the timeout there, 6:11 to go here in the third quarter. A quick flag is thrown, but they didn't stop the play, so maybe a Viking lined up in the neutral zone.
Romero medically live by number 44, Tanner Ford. He wrestles him to the ground. No gain on the play, brings up 4th down and
Well, they don't actually call anything, or they're taking their time with calling it. Okay, here we go. So it is, all right, so it was an Elko player lined offsides on the Middleton side of the ball. So Middleton will decline it after no gain. It is 4th and 9, so the Indians will be back to punt. Once again back there, Cale Sellers. Last time he tried to fake it, didn't fake anybody out. And this time he'll probably look to boot it away, and he does, through a lot of pressure. This one bounces at the 45 and takes a great Elko roll. It's going to go forward another 10 to 12 yards and dies right there at the 42-yard line. Hey, once again, if you are interested in joining the team here at IdahoSports.com, we are always on the lookout for talented people that want to get involved in what we do. salespeople, producers, camera operators, writers, photographers, and even broadcasters. Just email editor@IdahoSports.com to find out more. I mean, if I can do it, anybody can do it. That's what I say, right? You can't be worse than me. Again, stay tuned for the post-game show where we'll name the IdahoSports.com player of the game. McClure, a quick pass to the outside, but what a defensive play there. The quarterback, Justice Nielsen, wraps up Levitt almost immediately, and Levitt thrown out of bounds for a loss of he loses about 3 yards, so great job by Nielsen to wrap him up and throw him out of bounds. The student section over there getting a little loud for Middleton. Another pass to Levitt, and he is just walloped as soon as he catches the ball. Cale Sellers, the guy who's been out there punting most of the night for Elko, lays a lick on him as soon as he catches it. So it'll bring up 3rd and long now for the Vikings. McClure back in the shotgun, 3 to the far side. He'll hand it up the middle to Goodfellow. Goodfellow looking like a good run here, and he splits 3 defenders and keeps going. He's all the way down to the 45, but a flag flies in right after that first down marker. He split 2 defenders right there. There was a lot of stuff going on in there, and I don't know if he's going to get called for a hold or if somebody else is going to get called for a hold right there. That's where you saw Goodfellow spring forward for a couple more yards, and it's going to be a block in the back on Middleton. So it'll still be 3rd down, but it'll be marked off from the spot of the foul. So it occurred at the 45. So it'll go back to the 35. So it was 3rd and 9. We'll just redo it, and it'll be 3rd and 7. McClure back there again, got a different back with him, but he goes to the air this time to Medeiros. And I tell you, that play just always works for Middleton. We've seen it for 3 years now, where Medeiros uses his 6'7" height to go out, and he just makes a turn just past the sticks. And then you throw it up high enough, nobody's getting up there except Tyler Medeiros. Makes a great catch, comes down with an easy first down with 4:35 on the clock. Little swing pass, and that time just out of the reach of Levitt. Was a little bit high for him. If that was Medeiros, it would have been an easy catch, but Levitt, he's only 5'9". I mean, that's still taller than me, so I guess I shouldn't say only 5'9".
Yeah, Medeiros has just about a foot on Levitt, so.
You know, when you're throwing to somebody that's 6'7" consistently, you know, when you got to switch it up and go to somebody 5'9", it's a little bit different of a throw. So we'll give him credit for it. He'll go back to the shotgun and throw a big interception across the middle by Elko. Great pick, and he's got room to run, and a huge hit laid on by McClure, and McClure's going to get called, I think, for a hit to the head on that. That one was intercepted. That one brought down by number 62, Braden Swaffield, the senior for Elko. He picked it off around the 45 and gets brought down around the 35, and I think they're going to tack on 15. I think they're going to say McClure led with his head on the hit. I thought he just hit with his shoulder. I thought it was a shoulder-to-shoulder hit, but I can see how they would have seen it that way. It's just a bang-bang situation. You know, McClure's not the one usually out there playing linebacker like he had to right there. The officials discussing what the call will be. But that is what Elko needed, just a pick off right in the middle of the field. Great job by Swaffield to just go up and get it. We'll see what the call is. A personal foul. They're going to say a hit to the head. It'll be 15 yards from the. So this one's all the way now inside the 25 down to the 23-yard line. So Elko with the best field position they've had all night, deep inside Middleton territory, knocking on the doorstep of the red zone. Nielsen's got a man out there in the corner, and they're going to throw a flag. Yeah, that was Hagler, little tight. He wasn't turned around. He had his back to the quarterback, had his hands up in a good spot, but he made contact, never made a move towards the ball, never turned around for it. So he's going to get flagged for pass interference. So we'll move this ball up another couple of yards. So we talked about it, penalties just killing Middleton right now. We don't have the official statistics, but they've got to be approaching 20 flags so far in this game, something like that. So now another first down. This time the ball will be, this time it's at the 12. So definitely the best spot for Elko tonight. We'll see if they can punch it in here. A pitch to the outside, this time to Alvarado. Alvarado looking to make the corner, and he does, and he'll take it in for a touchdown. Touchdown, Elko. There's the signal. There it is. A 12-yard touchdown run. That time taken in. It's again Carlos Alvarado. Big touchdown for Elko.
Yep, that was all set up by that nice interception by Elko. Great read by the defense on that interception, and great run by Alvarado right there.
So the first points of the night for the Indians going up. See what they can do on the extra point here. It's up, and it looks good, and it is good. So extra point is good. That makes it 33-7. So that's what they needed to do. You got to chip away at it slowly. So at the 4:14 mark in the third quarter, Elko finally on the board. You got to take turnovers and turn them into points, and that's what Elko did right there.
Yep, let's see what Middleton can do and try to finish out this game and cutting down their penalties and also trying to cut down those turnovers. I think that's the first turnover of the day for Middleton. But let's see what they can do to put a good series together here.
Yeah, right now, if you looked at it, you would say, I think Middleton probably has a good chance to come away with a victory here. But you don't want to end the game on a bad note, especially when next week you got to go on the road to Minico, a team a lot of people think can win that Great Basin Conference over there in Central Idaho. South Central Idaho, I should say. That a lot of people like Minico over there. Minico already with a win on the season. They won last week against Century from Pocatello, who came in, and the Spartans came away with a win there. So, you know, they got a big game next week. I want to finish this game strong in order to prepare for that. So an interesting kickoff formation here for Elko. Everybody bunched in. I wonder if they're going to onside it, just do a little dribble kick, and they do. And that one's scooped up almost immediately. Their nice pickup. And that time, I don't have a 50. Do you have a 50 on your roster?
I don't have a number 50 on my roster.
Yeah, and I don't think the PA announcer does either, because he referred. So number 50 might be a JV call-up, but he was right there on the line and made a great move to pick it up. And not only he didn't just fall on it, but he grabbed it and brings it inside Elko territory. Didn't have a name on the back of his jersey. I think Middleton puts the names on the back of the jerseys of the seniors, a senior reward for making it. We got the trainers running to the other side of the field. Must be an issue with an Elko player over there, so play is stopped so the trainers can run across. Game still, and here we go. Officials give the whistle. 4:10 on the clock here in the third quarter. McClure in the shotgun. Like you said, good fellow with it, and he stays up. Oh, my goodness. Oh, they're going to say he was down. I
thought he stayed up on his feet.
Yeah, they're going to say he's down at the 33. Maybe his elbow grazed the ground. I thought his knee stayed up. That would have been a great run. Nobody down here likes it, but, of course, why would they? But the officials saw what they saw. They got a better viewpoint than we do. So Goodfellow was down. They'll switch, and my goodness, what a hit. coming up the middle that time was Franks, and he gets hit immediately. And it seems like Goodfellow, he's, from what I've seen tonight, Troy, might be the runner on the team. He hits the hole hard, and he picks up yardage almost every time. He hasn't been stopped in the backfield at all.
Yep, he keeps his feet moving. Middleton definitely has a good lineup of running backs. Even going down to number 26, Pachi Franks, he is a sophomore, so he's got a couple years left. So
yeah, I think he's the lone sophomore besides Cole Holman. Those are the only 2 sophomores out there for Middleton. Like you said, almost like a running back by committee. They can put anybody back there, but it seems like Goodfellow has shined the most, and then maybe Tate Johansson closely behind.
Yep.
Quick swing pass on the outside, and this time it's broken at the edge, going in for a touchdown. That time again, Hayden Levitt, he's going to score for the Vikings. He's been the target of the last few passes. That's a 25-yard touchdown pass from Kai McClure to Hayden Levitt.
Put your hands together. That's Levitt's first touchdown.
So at the 3:12 mark, Middleton takes the lead, and the extra point is good. So Middleton up 40-7 now on Elko. That score came only a minute and 12 seconds after Elko's touchdown. Didn't take long. Elko went for that onside kick. The dribbler up the middle with everybody kind of just crashed almost like a tornado at it, right? They had all 11 players huddled around the ball, going to go after it. Not able to pick it up. Middleton gets good field position and takes it right down the field. A couple of big runs. The big run that opened up the drive was a run by Goodfellow, and then, of course, Hayden Levitt finishes it off with a 25-yard touchdown reception from Kai McClure. So Troy, when you were playing, if you're in a game like this, were you in game? Was Shelley down like this? If you were in Elko's position, or were you guys usually ahead in games like this?
You know, I think it was kind of a probably 50-50 year by at least my last couple years of high school.
So if you were in Elko's position, what are you guys thinking right now? You're down 40-7 in the third quarter. What's going through your mind right now as a player?
I think at this point, it's just kind of, you're probably thinking, you know, not a good chance you're going to win, but it's just focus on, all right, let's work on some fundamentals. Let's try to make some good runs and get something to build on over the next coming weeks of the season.
Elko takes this kick and a nice return up the middle. Alvarado still staying on his feet, and he picks up a good return. And I think we might even get another face mask here coming in late. Another penalty flag. They are just flying all over the field tonight, and I think it's going to go on Middleton again if that's a face mask. It is a face mask. So this thing's going to come out. They got tackled to the 31. So maybe push this thing up 15 more yards to the 46. We'll see if it was just the 5-yard variety, so it'll go to the 36. So a pass across the middle brought down that time.
That was a great one-handed catch by Preston Chamberlain. He reached out pretty far with that right hand and brought that in. That was a pretty nice catch there.
And that's just what they needed to do. So it'll be 1st and 10, a big first down for Middleton. Or for Elko, excuse me. Another short run to the left side, this time Alvarado. Called his name a lot. He has been all over the place for Elko. So knocking on the door of Middleton territory now. So if you're in Middleton's shoes right now, what's going through your mind? You're up 40-7. You're feeling pretty good, but how do you react down on the field?
Well, I think the same thing. You know, they've played a pretty good, solid game overall, but there's definitely been a good number of mistakes with penalties, and so I think you just got to focus on the future. You know, this type of play may not make it against some of these other teams you're going to play against. So
Nielsen just shoves his blocker in front of him, ran right into the back of him, and pushed him forward for good measure. Picks up about 9 yards and gets all the way down to the 44. I think it's still second down. The chain gang moved. They gave him a first down on that. I thought he was a little short, but they're going to say first down. That one at the 43.
But yeah, going on that, I think first game for Middleton. Yeah, the goal is going to be, you know, build some good foundation to build on and keep growing from here. So.
And that snap is fumbled, but I think Elko picked it right back up.
It's recovered by Elko. Brings up second down and 10.
And you really need that first down play to get some things going. You saw earlier in the drive they had the great first down one-handed grab. The offense really seems to have come into their own, but they can't have these zero or negative plays where they don't even get a chance. That's what hurts is you didn't get a chance. And they'll get another crack out of here. This time Nielsen's back to pass, and he's got Alvarado out there. Alvarado bouncing around, and almost a great catch by Sellers, but it's going to be pass interference. Once again, the Middleton defenders back there. And like you said, what can Middleton work on? And that might be it. When a guy gets behind you, you got to turn around and look.
Yep.
And right there, they didn't look. Both of the defenders back there, it looked like Cooper Davis was in defense as well as Logan Brooks. And neither one of them turned around to see where the ball was. They just kept going backwards and put their hands up. It's good to put your hands up, but you gotta know where that ball is.
Yeah.
If you never look, you're gonna get flagged every time.
Yeah, and they were in a pretty good position. Cooper Davis was in a good spot. If he just would have turned around, it would have been an incomplete pass and would have been a whole different position right now. But looks like they'll probably Elko end up with a first down here. And
yeah, so another penalty on Middleton. This is their, I think, third this drive. We don't have the official numbers, like I said, but they've got to be mid-20s, approaching maybe even 25 penalties. It's been a little bit sloppy in that regard. 43 seconds to go in the third quarter. Elko with first and 10 from the 28, and a good little run to the right side that time. I think that was Cervantes that took it. And he picks up about 3. Clock is ticking. We'll see if they get another snap off before the quarter ends or if they'll just take it into the fourth quarter. There's no play clock out. That's the one thing that I'd like to see, a play clock that we can see. Instead, you usually see the ref, the back judge, throw up his hands and say the numbers of, and that is going to do it for the fourth quarter. So after 3, Middleton leads this one 40-7. We'll take a quick break and be right back here on IdahoSports.com.
Banking. Maybe you enjoy the person-to-person attention you get going to your bank. Maybe you enjoy the convenience of banking from home sweet home. Or maybe you like the flexibility of paying your bills, applying for a loan, or talking to your personal banking person from wherever fits your fancy. Then definitely, you should bank at Mountain West Bank. Member FDIC. The easy, convenient, any way you want to bank.
It's time to start planning for back to school. That's why I got my kids vaccinated for COVID-19. Kids 12 and older can get vaccinated. The vaccines have been researched and tested. They're safe and they work. And I hope everyone will choose to get vaccinated too.
The injuries look like those seen in people exposed to poisons like mustard gas. That's how doctors are describing what they see in the lungs of vapors. The chemicals can essentially burn your lungs. Find the truth at BehindTheHaze.com.
yeah, I think it's just tough. I think we've got a small team, not a lot of
All right, welcome back here for the start of the fourth quarter. Elko knocking on the door down. 2nd and 7 from the 25-yard line. Underway. Nielsen, he's going to go deep. He's got a man. He's got Sellers. Sellers goes up. And, almost had it. And a great job there. That time Sawyer Heck turned around. And that's kind of what we were just talking about, Troy. Turn around, get your eye on the ball. And even if there's contact, if you're looking back towards the ball, you're usually given the benefit of the doubt rather than if you're not looking at the ball.
Yep, if you're looking at the ball and you're going for the ball, that contact is legal. So that turnaround and finding the ball is a big part of that defensive part of the game. So
I like that look of Nielsen to Sellers. The ball is down. Middleton just, I think you give a 10th of a tackle to the 10 Viking players that were in on that hit. Almost everybody was back there.
Tell you what, one thing about Middleton's defense that I've noticed is they swarm the ball. It seems like they've definitely improved on their run defense this year. It'll be interesting to go throughout the season. They get some real some running backs that are really good and see how they play against that. But tonight they've played excellent against it.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see, especially when you come around to quarterbacks like Casey Cope for Valley View, who can move with his feet so well, and how they'll be able to contain that. That'll be a true test for the Vikings. But right now they are back in the backfield, and they don't give Nielsen anywhere to go. A huge sack. He's going to lose about 10 yards on that one. Like you said, Troy, just swarming defense for the Vikings right now, and that'll get the ball back over to their offense. 10:54 on the clock here from Middleton High School, week 1 of the high school football season. We're just glad it's here. We're glad that people can be here, and it's back to a normal experience. Looking around the state, man, I see a score, and I don't know if it's a typo, but Garden Valley beat Cary 52-0. I'm wondering if that one's transposed. I don't think I've ever seen Cary give up that many points, but Dietrich all over Rimrock, 36-8. We've got a new quarterback in the game right now. Derek Hagler takes under center for Middleton. Maybe the quarterback in waiting after McClure. McClure, the senior, and Hagler, a junior. So a change of offensive players. We see some of the key guys heading out. No need to risk injury at this point. You see Medeiros, Gravier, McClure all on the sidelines. Levitt just couldn't get his hand on that one from Hagler. Looking around the state as well, Bishop Kelly up 20-14 on Eagle. That's a big one to see BK going on the road to Eagle up on them. Owyhee, the brand new high school just a few miles away. Oh, here we go, a run up the middle this time by Middleton.
That's Pachi Franks, the sophomore we were talking about. That was a great run right up the middle for about 11 yards.
And that's been there for Middleton when they won it. That run up the middle has been very successful for them. But Owyhee trails Centennial right now in the second, 20-15. Skyview up on Columbia, 20-6. There's a pass on the outside, that time to Cummings. And Cummings picks up a first down. Emmett leads Boise 20-0. Meridian stretches that lead out to 13-0 right now. Sandpoint up 7-0 on Post Falls. And Rigby right now all over Skyview from Utah. So the Trojans are rolling again. Of course, state champions 2 years ago and made it the championship last year. Now Levitt with a lot of room over there, and he gets upended about the 28-yard line. But a flag in the backfield. I think there's going to be another hold or a block in the back. Timberline leads Bora 21-14. Thunder Ridge over Blackfoot right now, 14-6. Mountain Home over Burley, 28-7. Minico up on Bonneville, 12-8. Of course, Minico will be the opponent Middleton welcomes in next week. Skyline up on Green Canyon from Utah, up 15-0 on them. And Twin Falls with a 14-6 lead over Valley View. Twin Falls putting it to the Falcons right now with a lead. Wasn't expecting to see that. And a throw.
Trying to set up the screenplay there to Pachi Franks, but Elko had that one sniffed out there pretty quick.
Yeah, he was almost wrapped up as soon as he caught the ball. So Hagler throwing to the outside. He was looking over here for Talmadge Stuckey. Stuckey not able to come down with it, a little outside of his reach.
Brings up 3rd down and 20.
3rd and 20 now for the Vikings. 9:25 to go here in the opening game of the season. Hagler back there again with it. He rolls to the left side, and he's going to keep it. A nice run up the middle. A good gain on 3rd and 20. He picks up about 12. They've been making a manageable 4th down. We'll see what they decide to do. 9 minutes left, up by 33. You're kind of in that no man's land in high school football. You can't really kick a field goal, and it might be too far to punt, but you got offsides here. Aiden Whiting jumped off sides for Elko, so this will change the play call. Instead of being 4th and 7, it'll be 4th and, say it's 4th and a very long 2. They'll say 3. Hagler hands it off to Levitt, and Levitt's got room if he can get around, but he does not. Great tackle there that time. Cale Sellers comes up with a big stop, and Elko will take over with 8:41 to go.
1st and 10 for Elko on their own 30-yard line.
Don't forget to join Idaho Sports Nation on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Get updates, breaking news, pictures, and more. Click on the top left, the little icons up there to follow us now. Of course, every week we come out with new content, weekly recaps of everything that happened from around the state across all levels of high school sports in Idaho. And like I said, if you're a fan of sports in Idaho or of high school football, there's something for everybody in every nook and cranny of the state this weekend on IdahoSports.com. So Nielsen will go to his right. He's wrapped up after a gain of about 1. The sun has finally gone back behind the trees behind us. And Elko's still in no hurry right now. It's kind of trying to whittle away the clock and work on things. Nielsen back under center. And a big hole that time for Romero, and Romero will pick up a 1st down for the Indians. It's all the way up to the 43-yard line with 7:40 on the clock. There's a handoff once again to Romero. Romero's just stopped. Big tackle. That time a hit laid on Cole Holman, the sophomore linebacker. It's a big hit. And again, if you're interested in advertising your business on IdahoSports.com, just email us at sales@IdahoSports.com to find out more. An array of options to get your business out there. You know, whenever I drive across the state, I always try to fill up my gas at a Valleywide, right? They're one of our great sponsors here on Idaho Sports, and they're all over the state. There's that one right there at the Twin Falls exit that is very convenient, and I always stop right there for gas. There we go, a handoff this time to the left side. That time it went to Alvarado, but he just got quickly wrapped up. I think that was Logan Brooks on the tackle back there.
He's wrestled down by number 20, Logan Brooks.
So Elko will make the long drive back to Elko. I don't know if they'll do it tonight or tomorrow. It's quite the trek. I've never been. Have you been to Elko, Troy?
I have. I think from out here, it's like an 8-hour drive.
Let's see what old Google Maps says. Well, this is saying it's only, if you don't go through Twin Falls, another run up the middle there on third down will bring up fourth and about 2. But this says if you cut down at Mountain Home, it's only 4 hours and 20 minutes. So that's not terrible. That's closer to Idaho Falls.
Because we'd gone through, was it Jordan Valley and over that way through Winnemucca, and
I think that way.
It's over 6 hours going that way.
I had some friends in college that were from Elko. You always see the billboards on the signs, visit Elko. So a run again on the outside to Romero, and Romero loses yardage on fourth down, and it's going to go back to the Vikings. So 5:05 on the clock now. We're still not in that running clock that you see, the mercy rule. Middleton never got it above 40. They're up 33. A touchdown here would probably put us over that. But I think Middleton probably looks to keep it on the ground unless they want to work out some of their quarterback play, because they're gone with Hagler now, Derek Hagler, playing quarterback now for the Vikings after a great 3 quarters we saw from Kai McClure. Kai McClure, 3 touchdown passes and 2 touchdown runs for him on the day. 3 touchdown passes. I'm reading my chicken scratch note. 4 touchdown passes and 2 runs. So a 6 touchdown night for Kai McClure and only 3 quarters of work. That's pretty impressive. And the handoff that went to Franks trips over the feet of Hagler in the backfield, and he loses a couple of yards. It'll bring up 2nd and 14. Hagler in the shotgun. He's going to the left side. That one's going to be, I thought it was intercepted. I thought for sure that Blaze Jones for Elko was going to grab that ball and take it all the way to the house. And I don't know if he didn't see it there, but from our point of view, it looked like it was going right into his breadbasket.
Yes, it did. If he would have caught that, there was nobody that was going to stop him. So I guess good for Middleton that he didn't, but
I always like to see those pick sixes. I like to see them rumbling down. I think we're going to get another penalty on Middleton, a false start on the line.
So we're talking about the drive. I was thinking about Reno. Reno's about 8 hours from here.
Reno is okay. I've never been to Reno either, so yeah. I don't travel that way through Nevada a lot. We go up through Oregon into Washington a lot, and then over to East Idaho, but never down there.
Yeah.
And Hagler across the middle just got away from him. He had Levitt streaking across wide open, but just a little bit out of his reach. Looks like McClure is coming back in. He might just be coming in to do a pooch punt. He's back in the quarterback position, but we saw him do this before, right? He's back there, but let off a quick punt. This one off the side of his foot. Not a great punt.
So went out there at about 35, maybe What are they going to call it? Spot about 36.
Yeah, 36-yard line. Kind of looked like it went off the side of his foot.
Yeah.
It's not the. Again, it doesn't matter at this point in the game, but it's going to matter against the Bishop Kelly. It's going to matter against, there's teams that you can't have those mistakes. You cannot the penalties that they've had today. That you got to work that out of your system, and then hope that the next week and the week after you don't have that, because it's unacceptable to have that many penalties. Elko, on the other hand, done a great job at maintaining composure and not a ton of penalties from the Indians so far. And that pitch will go on the outside to Alvarado, and once again, just met immediately. It's the story of the night. Elko with the handoff, and the Vikings are right there within a yard or two.
Yep, I think they just keep running it hard. They're getting hit hard, but they just keep running hard, and it seems like they hit the hole harder and harder almost every time still. But I'd be interested to know really what division or what class Elko plays in, because if they're in a lower division or whatever compared to Middleton.
Yeah, they're in 3A in Nevada, but that's why I don't know how a 3A compare. Is it a true 3A here? Because you see a lot, like a Utah 4A is the equivalent of a 5A here, so I'm not sure how it lines up in Nevada. I'm sure they're definitely not as big as those schools in Vegas.
Yeah.
I'm guessing the Reagan. Vegas and Reno, I couldn't get those words out of my mouth. I'm guessing that's where the bigger schools are, and then like Winnemucca is close, and I don't know if they're on the same level. Somebody correct us if we're wrong, but there's just not a lot out there. I think they probably have quite a bit of a drive almost every game that they play. Probably play a lot of teams in Reno. That's a heck of a drive just to play a football game. So 3rd and 2 now. This time on the outside. We'll see if he can do it. He fights forward, and I think he might have got it. Great effort by Alvarado. Looked like he might be brought down for a loss of 1, and he does fight his way forward and picks up the first down. Great effort. And like you said, you're fighting even though you're down by 33, and they've taken a lot of hits. And I think they're going to be sore in the morning, these Elko running backs.
Yeah, if they drive home tonight, might be a nice sleep for 4 hours when they get home.
Got to stretch out. And Romero, he just goes backwards on that one. It's hard to run towards the sidelines and then get up. It gives the defense a lot of time to run over that way. You got to have great blocking out there. And a lot of times you haven't seen Elko been able to make that turn and go. So 2nd and 17.
Middleton's done a great job of containing those sweeps out the side tonight.
That was a great run. That was inside the tackles. Where he took that between the tackle and the guard out there was, once again, Romero. I think they've had better luck with that. They're not getting a ton, but going outside just wasn't working, and maybe that'll work against some of the teams more of their level. Middleton just has a lot of athletes out there, a lot of speed, and it's tough to get around them. So this will move Middleton to 1-0 on the season. A great win to open up their season. Of course, Elko obviously will fall to 0-1 as they return back to Nevada and play in-state teams from here on out. A little loss of about a yard on that one. 1:10 on the clock now, 4th and 11. Sure, Elko will go for this. If they pick up the first down, that might be the last play of the game. And if they don't pick it up, Middleton will just have to take the victory formation and close this one out. Nielsen, he's scrambling for his life, almost wrapped up, able to fight through it. Great run here, and he is shoved out of bounds, though. And there's going to be a penalty. He did not need to do that on the outside. Middleton, with a little push after the fact, he was already out of bounds, was Nielsen, and he just shoves him. You don't need to do that. He was already out of bounds, so that's going to add 15 yards onto the run. He was out. The game is over after that, but now, hey, Elko will get a chance to end this game with the ball in their hands after this personal foul gives them an automatic first down.
Yeah, there's another one of those penalties. You know, if you're in a close game and something like that happens, that can be the difference between a conference championship or, you know, going to state or not. So
let's see what they say here. Still no like official call from the official. Yeah, dead ball. Personal foul. Yeah, it's going to be a late hit on Middleton. So it's going to be 15 yards. Oh, they're going to say it was after the play. So they're going to say it was a dead ball foul. So the first down goes to Middleton. The play was over. He lost. You know, he went out of bounds, did not pick up the first down, and then the penalty occurred, so it goes back to Middleton, and they're just moved back 15 yards from the spot of that foul instead of Elko picking up the first down. So this will do it. Middleton just has to take a knee, maybe a run. I don't know. We'll see what they decide to do, if they want to run it or just knee it. But either way, a great way to start off the football year if you're Middleton. I wouldn't hang your heads too low. If you're Elko, they hung really tough. They had the first quarter was rough for them, but then outside of that, their defense held strong. They didn't give up the huge plays that we saw early on. Middleton didn't have their way as they did in that first quarter. They kind of settled down, got back into it. Very composed team, Elko is. Not a lot of penalties. And there is the knee taken by Hagler, and he might need to take one more. And he'll have to take it one more time. 30 ticks of the clock left. Of course, we're gonna take a quick break as soon as this game wraps up, and then we'll be back with the player of the game. I don't think it's much of a secret at this point. I think it's all but secured for one player, but you still won't want to miss it. So we're going to take a quick break. That does it from here at Middleton High School. The Vikings win this one 40-7 over Elko. After these breaks, we'll be back with the IdahoSports.com player of the game.
Banking. Maybe you enjoy the person-to-person attention you get going to your bank. Maybe you enjoy the convenience of banking from home sweet home. Or maybe you like the flexibility of paying your bills, applying for a loan, or talking to your personal banking person from wherever fits your fancy. Then definitely, you should bank at Mountain West Bank. Member FDIC. The easy, convenient, any way you want to bank.
It's time to start planning for back to school. That's why I got my kids vaccinated for COVID-19. Kids 12 and older can get vaccinated. The vaccines have been researched and tested. They're safe and they work. And I hope everyone will choose to get vaccinated too.
A hit in the morning, another between class, after school, and more before bed. Vaping sucks you in quick. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems everyone's talking about. That's why thousands of teens are ready to take back their life their own way with My Life, My Quit. When you sign up with us, you'll get a free and simple quit plan that makes it easier to stop vaping. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072.
At Toyota's National Sales Event, we don't just help you get the perfect vehicle. We're here to open new doors that lead to your road to greatness. Your journey starts at Toyota's National Sales Event.
Toyota, let's go places.
We're a valley-wide country store. For 100 years, we've been your #1 choice for food, fuel, farm supplies, and just about everything else you could need to get you through your day. We know you work until the job is done, and so do we. For gas on the go, or a little extra to help you get down the road, you can count on us. We are proud to employ your neighbors and to be a cornerstone of your community. We're valley-wide. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. We're here for you.
I'm Dr. Christine Hahn. I'm an infectious disease doctor, and I'm Idaho's medical director for public health. It's my mission to keep our communities healthy and safe. That's why I believe every Idahoan should get their COVID-19 vaccine. The vaccine's been tested. It's proving to be very
And welcome back as the Viking clap just wrapped up. We just missed it. Middleton does the where they bang the drum, doom, doom, clap, doom, doom, clap, and then they continue to do it over time until they're clapping really fast. So congratulations to Middleton as they take midfield out there to meet their coaches after a great win. And the only thing left for us here to do is award our IdahoSports.com player of the game. Not much discussion or arguments on who this is going to be. Of course, number 18, Kai McClure, 4 touchdown passes on the day, 2 touchdown runs, Troy. It was a pretty easy choice.
Yeah, I agree. He played great. He's definitely a multi-threat quarterback. He can pass, he can run. He does a lot for the team, and he really stood out for Middleton tonight. So
congratulations to him. Kai McClure, IdahoSports.com player of the game. So that's going to do it for us here at Middleton. We're so glad that you joined us for this opening week of high school football here at Middleton. It's been great to be back in the saddle and back watching some high school football. This has been an IdahoSports.com Game Streams production of Treasure Valley Game Night, presented by Mountain West Bank. Our major sponsors that make this coverage possible on IdahoSports.com include your local Toyota dealer, Toyota, Let's Go Places, Valleywide Co-op, and country stores, as well as Project Filter, Stop Smoking, Start Living. We'd also like to thank our power boosters for the Middleton Vikings, Garbanzo's Pizzas, 208 Burger Q, State Farm in Middleton with Estefan Cespedes, Silverhawk Realty, Chade Levitt, as well as Austin Colton Homes of Idaho and Overhead Door Company. Congratulations again to Kai McClure, our IdahoSports.com player of the game. Thanks for joining us as Middleton defeats Elko by the score of 40-7 here on opening weekend. For my broadcast partner, Troy Fowler, and everyone else behind the scenes here at IdahoSports.com, my name is Logan Green, and we'll see you next week.
This has been a presentation of IdahoSports.com Game Streams. This broadcast is copyrighted to IdahoSports.com. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of this broadcast without the expressed written consent of IdahoSports.com is strictly prohibited.
If you consider that not good, I'm going to have to listen to more of your broadcasts.
No,
because I really do think you do a great job at it.
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that. I did like 3 years of just that, trying to get